You're out of storage. Oh no. Hmm.
Come on. And now. All right, we should be good to go.
Right, let me share it over to the group as well. Hopefully that did that. Go back and double check that real quick.
Yeah, we should be live on the gram
It
and
says
on
it
and
says
on
live now. It says
and
live
on
now, but it don't
and on
show
the
our
X.
fucking not showing our pictures on fucking uh Facebook. So let's see. You do
Yeah, it does say we're live. We took 2 weeks off and now we don't know what the fuck we're doing anymore.
uh, mm,
Son of a bitch.
you get a little banner there and our ticker going. So,
Hell yeah.
so anyway, welcome back from everybody. I know we took a 2 week hiatus here, but
Yes,
we
we did.
we had a wedding and a birthday party. I went to I know Chris's brother got married, so
Yes, he
congratulations,
did.
Bob. I know he don't listen to our type of music probably, but
Uh, he kind
somewhat
of
he
he kind of
dibbles.
he dabbles. Yeah, he
Yeah.
dabbles. But yeah, he's not as definitely not as deep into the scene as we are. But yeah,
Yeah.
he did get married on December 23rd. He and his wife Abby got married on the beach in Pensacola. It was very nice. It was they kind of dodged a bullet. The day they got married, it was 70 degrees, so it was nice. It was a little breezy, but it was right there on the water, so it was really nice. It rained the very next day, so they kind of dodged a bullet there. I was
Mm,
kind of worried about the weather, but
perfect timing. Yeah.
yep, they got it in, and it was really nice, and I'm happy for them. So
Cool. Yeah. Congratulations.
yeah,
Then the following week, I had to go to a 50th birthday party from one of my former friends. Uh, Not former friends. I don't know why I said former. One of my former wrestling buddies. So
there you
there you
go.
go. We were wrestling buddies together, and we still keep in touch on the outside, which very few of us do these days. And that's kind of a thing that we've kind of talked about, that we need to get together more often, because time's short, and last two times we've actually gotten together, it was at a funeral of another fellow wrestler, and that's not really a way that you want to hang out. So,
Yeah,
uh,
that's not really the way you want to get caught up with somebody. So hey, what's
yeah,
been going on with you? Stuff like that.
yeah.
That's really not the really where you want to do that. But
So hopefully, I've been in touch with a couple of guys, and we're going to try to have at least one get together every so often this year to kind of keep touch and see what everybody's up to, kind of thing. But anyway, it was my friend Brian Davis, his wife Christy had her 50th birthday, so I just want to make sure I give them a shout out, because he is in the Metalheads group there. So
nice, happy
shout
birthday,
out to Christy there. So,
and good evening to our good friend Dana. Thank you for the welcome back. It's good to be back. We
yeah,
did miss you guys while we were gone. We absolutely did. We hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. 2023 is in the rearview mirror, and 2024 is upon us. I want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Ashes Rain and to our new friends at Affiant Records. Thank you for the swag. We appreciate it. So go check out Ashes Rain's new single Ferryman now. It is out on all streaming platforms.
I gotta go grab something just a second.
Oh, ready? But yep, we it was weird to not be doing the show the last couple of weeks, especially with like the holidays were upon us and everything was winding down. Reading all of the all of our news outlets where we get all of our content from. Thankfully we have those outlets to fall back on, because if we had to do all this digging ourselves, man, we would be in a tough way, just the two of us having to work full time and all that stuff. But not being here the last couple weeks, trying to get everything ready for this show, and then seeing all of our other outlets talking about their year in review and our year in review and this, that, and the other thing. And so it
Sorry
was
about that.
oh, you're good. It was a little strange the past couple Fridays to not be doing this whole thing, but
Yeah,
it was kind of one of those necessary things though. So, and it gave us time to do what we needed to do, and it didn't really put any pressure on anybody else to kind of, put any time aside to come watch us and stuff like that. Especially, especially the weekend I was gone, because I was gone the weekend of Christmas. A lot of people would have been traveling anyway, so
Yeah.
you know, it just kind of made sense. And, I don't know about you, Jason, but it actually gave me time to make sure that I was completely ready, that I felt good about all my lists and everything. So in an odd way, even though it was strange to be off the last couple of weeks, I think it was kind of beneficial. So,
And it gave me an extra 2 weeks to change my top 10, 15 times. So,
oh Jesus, who are you telling?
I swear I had it like every time I was like, okay, I think I'm good. Then I'll be like, you know what? I don't know. It's like,
I tell
the top 5 I listened to. I swear I probably listened to them 20 times the last 2 weeks because
Mhm.
it was just. I don't think you could have went wrong.
The funny the funny thing is for me the top 5 was easier than the bottom 5.
Really?
Yeah, I was a little more sure about the top 5, not necessarily the order at first,
Right.
but I basically knew who was going to be there. And then rounding out the list, like I say, 6 through 10 was a little harder because the list I had to choose from was substantial, needless to say.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much good music that came out in 2023. It was
It
ridiculous. I mean,
was.
ridiculous in a good way, of course.
Right.
But yeah, try to whittle everything down to 10 was going to be hard anyway. But then
Mm-hmm.
when you finally trying to put pen to paper or trying to type it up, what have you, it was really, really hard. And I will tell you one thing. I don't know if you had this problem, but I know I stumbled upon this a couple times. I was going through my list of candidates and everything, and I was listening to some of my albums that were candidates, and I was like, "Why did I rate this so high the first time?" Did that happen to you at all?
Yeah, one or two. Yeah, I did. I
So,
did. I was like, well, I mean, it could have been because of the time of the year too. Because some of the stuff that came out earlier in the year, and we hadn't
yeah,
really had an earful of of
yeah.
everything
So,
yet. So
so yeah, there were a couple albums I listened to that I was like, "Why did I rate this so high the first
yeah,
time?" And obviously,
it's
I'm not gonna name drop because that's not
right.
fair. But
It
but
seemed like whenever I was looking through there, it seemed like August and September was like the big months last year. To me, it's what it seemed like anyway.
coming out of the summer, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, man, it's like just shit. Every time I was looking at my ratings, like everything was 4 and 4.5 during those
Hmm.
2 months. I'm just like, damn, some good
Yeah.
shit just came out. Like, it's like, it's
Yeah.
like fuck your beach music, man. Uh, uh, but I tell you what else is crazy is like, you know, Chris has been doing this. Well, he did last year. We didn't. I don't think we really did this in 21, but he did a top 10 songs last year, which I didn't do. And I asked him, I said, hey, are you doing this again this year? And he's like, yeah. So, well, if you're doing it, I got to do it. So, and if you've not seen the playlist, which I will post here shortly, for the best of 2023, there's 100 songs on there. So, and to me, like any of that could have
Right.
been in the top. Because I mean, like I said, all those songs were so
Mhm.
freaking good. Like,
And the funny thing is 100 is probably still on the low side.
it probably it was actually. I stopped.
Sure.
I was like, man, I gotta stop. I can't do it
Yeah.
anymore. So it was
But yeah,
definitely
yeah, if you got a long road trip coming up, just listen to the best of
yeah,
2023
like
playlist.
6 hours or some shit. So,
You'll be, you'll be
uh,
fine.
yeah. All right, man. I guess we can dive into this, and we are going to go over a little bit of new stuff for you guys. There's
Sure.
not a
Yeah.
whole lot going on because of being first of the year and all, but
Hmm.
we did. We'll go through the birthdays from this past week, and if you haven't followed us on our Facebook group, the birthdays from those previous 2 weeks were there.
Yes,
Or
they
if
are.
you wanted to, or if you want to check out our Metalhead Minute that Chris does over on TikTok, he mentions a few of the bigger
Hmm.
names on that show too. So. Uh,
And we will be back with the Metalhead Minute this coming Wednesday also. So we'll get back.
yep.
We're going to be back on the regular schedule from here on out. So I mean, give or take a band coming on. So we always massage the
Right.
schedule a little bit. So
Well, I'm working. I'm already working. So,
I know it. Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. So
I saw that.
we're just trying to iron out a date. So
Right.
that's not anything. Especially when we're working with bands from overseas. It's kind of
Yep.
hard to get everything lined
Hmm.
up. But
Yep.
so I'm going to say we're probably going to have to do some sacrificing on this one. But
Yeah, a little bit.
uh,
That's fine.
but that's cool. But it is what it is. So, like I said, I don't mind every once in a while, doing that
Sure.
thing. But you know, we definitely got out of the Saturday morning thing for a reason because it was more convenient for both of us to do Friday night. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all right, well, we'll kick off a few birthdays here. There wasn't actually there's one on my phone I didn't get to add, so let me pull that up.
Yeah, I didn't see like a whole lot, but there were some relatively decent names. But yeah, that I wouldn't say there was like a super long list.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Not really.
Screenshot here, so I'll make sure. Let's see. Oh, we don't have a date on it. I think this was yesterday,
Happy
or
New
maybe
Year
it's
to
either yesterday or today. I can't remember. So
okay.
so maybe you will know because it's from people we both follow pretty regularly.
Okay.
So
And
anyway,
happy New Year to Aunt Amy in the chat.
hey, yeah, happy New
She's
Year.
got it up there in Hawaiian. Haole makahiki how? I hope I
Oh
said
yeah.
that right. Not trying to be disrespectful at all, but
You
I hope I said that right.
know what, let me look it up here and see. Let's see what
It's like trying to say some of these album titles in German that we have to
oh God,
we have to announce on the on the
so it
upcoming
was
releases and shit.
the fourth. Okay, good to know. Make sure I get that in on the fourth. So.
All right.
All right. So anyway, from December 30th, so we will go back into 2023 for a couple of days here for the birthdays, and then up to the day the 5th of January. December 30th, we had Bruce Fairbairn, who's a musician and a record producer. Of course, he was probably involved in some of the biggest bands of the 80s and 90s, Loverboy, Bon Jovi, and Aerosmith, just being a couple there. Fortunately, he passed away in 1999. We had Inferno, and yes, I'm just going to stick with that because that is the drummer for Behemoth, and we know how their names are very, very hard to pronounce. So,
Mm-hmm.
so we appreciate him making it easy for us Americans.
That's right.
December 31st, we had Tom Hamilton, bassist for Aerosmith, Scott Ian, guitarist for Anthrax, and Tim Gilman, drummer for Celestial Wizard. January 1st, New Year's Day, the only one I had on that was Richie Faulkner, a guitarist for Judas Priest.
Mm-hmm.
January 2nd, we had Doug Robb, vocalist for Hoobastank. January 3rd, we had Rob Arnold, guitarist for Chimera from 2000 to 2011, and then from 6 Feet Under from 2012 to 2018. I wonder what he's doing these days if he hasn't done nothing since then. Let's see. Then we had John Paul Jones, bassist for Led Zeppelin, which we have uh, can't can't discredit what they did for the genre. That's for sure.
Nope. Nope.
Even though we may not be fans.
Still,
Uh,
you give respect where respect is due. Still,
that's exactly right. That's
you
exactly right.
absolutely do.
I mean, just like I'm not a big Kiss fan either. I do like some
Mm-mm.
of Kiss,
Yeah.
but
Don't let Chris Zinzak hear us say that. So.
yeah, right. Well, like I said, I'm not as crazy as they are about it for sure, but
That's definitely true.
I mean, if it comes on, I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool, Kiss.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not going out searching for Kiss. So.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kiss is still searching for Kiss. So. uh, all right, January 4th, we had Peter Steele, singer, songwriter, and bassist for Typo Negative, and unfortunately, he passed away in 2010. Then we had Till Lindemann. Of course, he's the vocalist for Rammstein. And then we had January 5th, which is today. We had Rick Ambrose. He was the vocalist for a band back in the day called Jewel. Not the single person. It is a group, and it is a heavy metal hard rock group. So then we had Ted Harris Poley. Of course, he was the vocalist for Danger Danger, and then Marilyn Manson, of course, vocalist for Marilyn Manson. And then we I said this, and then I skipped January 4th on him anyway. But January 4th, we also had Victor Valera, drummer for Angelus Apatrida. So,
yes, we did.
and I think that's all that I had there. Did you have
That's
any that I
that's
missed
still
there?
Nope, you had them all.
Like
Nope, you had all of the ones I had.
evil ones. uh, anyway, happy birthday to those. And so if you need
Absolutely.
a birthday while we were off, happy birthday to you as well.
Let's see. Dana asks us what band or bands are we looking forward to seeing in 2024? Well, I mean, right off the bat, I'm looking forward to the new Judas Priest without question.
Yeah.
And then there's so many, God, there's so many others. I mean, Anthrax is working on new music. Testament's working
Well,
on new.
he was saying live. I think is what he was asking. So
Oh, well, Judas Priest and
Judas
Sabaton.
Priest would be in there. Yeah,
That's one. Yeah, that's one. That is, and thankfully that concert's in May, so it'll give me time to save up some money, and it's only in
right.
Huntsville, so it's not super far away. But for me, that would be the one concert I really want to go to because I haven't seen Priest since '04, and even then it was at an Ozfest, so they didn't play like a full set. And then I still haven't seen Sabaton, and I'm still kicking myself for not being able to see them last year when they came through Nashville at the Ryman. I just wasn't able to get tickets. I tried. I sure as fuck tried, but I wasn't able to get
And
them. So Priest and Sabaton is the
then
one
I'm
show
on
I really want to go to.
then I want to go to that one as well because I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I've seen Sabaton at a festival, but I haven't never seen Priest. So
Yeah, so that's one that I really want to try to go to. But
my first one this year is going to be Seven Dust Dope and Static X. It's in February. So
yeah,
as far as I know, that's the very first one we're going to. So
and then
kind of a re restructured deal there from when they missed at Murfreesboro. So
yeah, the show that didn't happen at Hot Springs.
yeah,
And another band that I'm interested in seeing what happens is Iron Maiden because they haven't announced
mm-hmm.
anything, but
Yeah,
it sounds like they might be setting something up. So that'll be interesting to see where they go and how close to Nashville they'll be. And of course,
mm-hmm.
I would like to see Pantera, but I think the ticket prices are just gonna be too high. I think it's just gonna be ridiculous. So I don't know if that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen. Amy, I'm not speaking for Jason because like he's gone further than I have for festivals, but I've gone as far as Atlanta, which is 4.5 to 5 hours from here. But I mean, depending on the bill and like the cost, I would be willing to travel anywhere.
Yeah,
Really?
Hawaii maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you know,
Hey, I wouldn't be opposed to that honestly if it was in a realm where you could get a vacation in too
right?
and see a show. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that'd be
that'd be awesome.
now sometimes we do that. Like we were out in Texas a few years back and was it 19 and we went and seen Death Angel while we were out
Yeah, for
doing
work.
some training on
Yeah,
for Amazon out there. So we was like we always look when we're in other areas. We always look to see who's in town or whatever. Uh, Pantera tickets aren't that expensive.
I may have to take another look at that because I know that they were pretty high when
I mean, like the
first
nosebleeds
came
weren't too
out.
bad. I
But
don't.
so I mean, I'll definitely look back into it, but I'll definitely look back into it because I mean, I haven't seen Pantera since let's see, when did I see them last? 2000. So I mean, it's been 20 plus years, so it's been a long time. So I would definitely say it's overdue. So
That's one reason why I can't do this one, man. Because I mean, we didn't pay that much for the tickets last year, and it was. I mean, I was closer to that than I would be at the arena
at
if I
the
bought
arena, yeah,
tickets. Yeah, so I'm just like, no, I'm good. I seen it last year, so I guess I'll have to
yeah.
just live with that. I'd love to see it again. Don't get me wrong, but
Hmm. Paid under $100 for two tickets. Well, that's shit. I would definitely pay that if that was
oh
if
well,
that
yeah.
was doable. Yeah,
Is that like in the nosebleed section though, or
yeah. What section are you talking, Dana? Um, but
I'm pretty sure it's probably up there in the 300s or something.
well, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, if I could get a pair for under $100, I would definitely look into that. I mean, that's kind of a no brainer. But yeah. So other than that, I can't really handicap it. Oh, okay.
Handicaps.
Yeah,
Well, there
same.
you go.
Probably about the same section that he's probably talking about, the approximately the same section for the Megadeth show. So that's basically like the ring between the 100 and 200 section, more or less.
Well, the handicap section may have got a better deal for the tickets too. So,
Might have.
like if you're trying to get in that 100 section, I think I looked at it. It was like 180 a piece. I think when I was looking at it, that's why I was like, "Oh shit, no, I'm good."
Yeah. So I would say I definitely look back into it, but
Yeah.
other than that, I can't really say for sure who else I'm looking forward to seeing, because I mean, I would have to look back through some of the hit in the road segments. I can't really think of right off the top of my head any big names that are slated to come through here. So I would have to look back just to refresh
Mhm.
my memory. But right off the top of my head, like I say, Priest and Sabaton and Huntsville for sure. And then of course, like we just talked about,
I know Machine Head's at the Masquerade on Valentine's Day in Atlanta. So
oh yeah, yeah. But
that's dude.
that's man, if that concert was on a weekend, maybe. But
Yeah.
with it being Valentine's Day, that's gonna
I,
well
I don't know.
Valentine's.
I don't know if I want to travel to Atlanta on Valentine's Day anyway.
Right. Valentine's Day is on a Wednesday anyway. So how about the dude? Well,
Actually, our it was actually our day off, so we could definitely swing it. But
oh yeah, that's true. That's true. How about the dude? What exactly do you mean, Dana? Would we go
it's,
see the dude? Of course.
well, I mean, we're going to see that show in what
March.
is it?
Yeah.
March. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that show, it was without a doubt. That one's happening. That's absolutely happening. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah. Like the other ones that I was talking about are like I'm gonna try and see how it goes. But no, that show in March at the Metal Church, that's happening.
yeah,
That shit's written in that shit's about as written in stone as it could get. Of course, like Jason always says, card is subject to change. So I mean,
that's right. That's right. Yep. That's what I went by in wrestling, so I could always be
that's
on the
right.
card. So
Hmm.
I
Yep,
said, no,
we
man,
will.
all right.
We will be seeing the dude in Manchester.
They
Absolutely.
playing two. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. We'll be
We're
there
gonna
for
be
that.
we'll definitely be at the Manchester show for sure. So,
Absolutely. We will be live streaming from there, March 16th.
mhm,
The Church at 117 in Manchester, Tennessee.
mhm.
It's going to be a
All
blast.
right. I guess we better knock out these couple of news stories that we have here.
Yeah. Well, you want to? It's going to take a few minutes, but do you want to knock out the in memoriam since we just did the birthdays?
Yeah, yeah, you can do that. That's
Okay.
fine.
All right. So we're going to go
I wish,
through.
I wish we could. You know what? I mean, really wish we could have planned out and like did like a video thing for that. That'd been cool.
That
But
would be maybe that'll be something that I can look into doing at the end of
yeah,
24, because
like
that
maybe
would be.
like maybe just save like whenever somebody that passes away, just kind of save their picture and throw it onto a.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna look into doing something like that.
We
We
could
need
play
to.
Fallen Brother or
Yeah,
something. Like I could play anything I want from the
yeah,
radio, from the radio.
yeah. I need to do that. So we'll try to piece something together like that for this year, because
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Well, like I said, is this is a growing, and we're still growing. So
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, with any luck, here's hoping that 2024's list won't be as long as 2023's list was. Because,
yeah,
like I say, this is going to take me a few minutes because, unfortunately, we got all the way up to 54 before year's end. So,
man,
and we,
that's like more than one a week.
yeah,
Jeez.
unfortunately, it is. And we don't do what the Grammys do and just gloss over people. So, like I say, this is going to be a little lengthy. So, I mean, I'll try to get through it as quickly as I can. And a disclaimer before I start this: not all of these names on the list are. Some of you guys will be like, "How's that metal?" It may not directly be metal, but I mean, we got
Right.
people behind the scenes. We got people who are influential. So we're trying to be as comprehensive as we can, because obviously, in a situation like this, talking about people passing away, we want to be as respectful and recognize as many people as possible. And truth be told, this may not even be the complete list, but we try to do the best we can with it just being the pair of us. So for 2023, our in memoriam, leading off, with Sebastian Marino, Overkill and Anvil guitarist, passed away on January 1st, 2023, cause unknown, age 57. Justin Bartlett, also known as Ubercult, metal artist, 1/9/2023, of colorectal cancer, age unknown. Jeff Beck, guitar virtuoso, January 10th, bacterial meningitis, age 78. Tatiana Patitz, music video supermodel, January 11th, metastatic breast cancer, age 56. Bruce Gowers, Bohemian Rhapsody video director, January 15th, acute respiratory infection, age 82. Van Connor, Screaming Trees bassist, January 17th, multiple illnesses, age 55. TJ Deblois, A Life Once Lost drummer, January 18th, cause and age unknown. David Crosby, singer for the Byrds and Crosby, Stills and Nash, January 19th, cause unknown, age 81. Tim Amar, Controlled Denied and Pharaoh vocalist, February 14th, cause unknown, age 59. Michael Cupper, Running Wild guitarist, February 16th, cause unknown, age 65. Steve Kane, Critical Chaos singer, March 3rd, murder, age unknown. Gary Rossington, Leonard Skinner guitarist, March 5th, cause unknown, age 71. Eric Livingston, Mama Leak multi-instrumentalist, March 6th, cause unknown, age 38. Jim Durkin, Dark Angel guitarist, March 8th, cause unknown, age 58. Joshua Madsen, artillery drummer, March 8th, struck by a bus, age 45. Wayne Swinney, Saliva guitarist, March 22nd, brain hemorrhage, age 59. Rich Yakovina, silent majority guitarist, April 4th, cause unknown, age 49. Guy Bailey, the Choir Boys guitarist, April 6th, cause and age unknown. John Regan, Fraley's Comet bassist, April 7th, cause and age unknown. Barbara Schenker, Viva founder and obviously the sister to the Schenker brothers, April 13th, cause unknown, age 56. Jordan Blake, a Skylit Drive singer, May 2nd, cause unknown, age 36. Algie Ward, Tank founder and frontman, May 17th, long-term illness, age 63. Kirk Arrington, Metal Church drummer, May 22nd, unspecified illness, age 61. Mark Adams, St. Vitus bassist, May 23rd, Parkinson's disease, age 64. Jordan Sue, Polaris guitarist, June 19th, cause unknown, age 26. Lee Rausch, Megadeth drummer, June 23rd, cause unknown, age 58. Eric Farrow, TT Quick drummer, June 24th, cause and age unknown. Chris Legg, guitarist for Outbreak, The Distance, Fast Break, etc., June 26th, cause unknown, age 47. Ordy Garrison, Woven Hand drummer, July 4th, heart attack, age unknown. Mean Pete Kowalski, metalcore hardcore vocalist, July 9th, colon cancer, age unknown. Billy White Jr., Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction cross logo designer, July 13th, cause and age unknown. Anthony Mayo, original Biohazard drummer, July 14th, cancer, age unknown. Dave Cohen, Animals as Leaders guitar tech, July 16th, possible heart attack, age 36. James Harvey, Goat Whore and Ritual Killer bassist, July 26th, cause unknown, age 35. Brad Thompson, the Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza guitarist, August 9th, cause and age unknown. Wyndham Rotunda, WWE's Bray Wyatt, and, of course, huge metalhead, August 24th, apparent heart attack, age 36. Bernie Marsden, original Whitesnake guitarist, August 25th, natural causes, age 72. Sakave Yokoyama, Jism vocalist, September 1st, cause and age unknown. Tom Davies, Nebula bassist, September 6th, leukemia, age 48. Bennett Kent Stacks, Scream drummer, September 20th, metastatic cancer, age unknown. Jake Marlowe, Desolated bassist, October 7th, killed in an attack by Hamas, age 26. Steve Riley, drummer for Wasp and LA Guns, October 24th, pneumonia, age 67. Hiroshi Heath Mori, ex-Japan bassist, October 29th, colorectal cancer, age 55. Michael Maglieri, owner of the Rainbow Bar and Grill and the Whiskey A Go-Go, November 5th, heart attack at age 73. Charlie Dominici, the second Dream Theater vocalist, November 17th, cause unknown, age 72. Andreas Hertz, former creator bassist, November 24th, cause unknown, age 57. Kevin Walker, Killing Joke guitarist, November 26th, stroke at age 64. Miles Goodwin, April Wine, Jack of All Trades, December 3rd, cause unknown, age 75. Kale Sane, Twitching Tongues drummer, December 11th, cause unknown, age 31. Jotunheim Persephone drummer, December 15th, killed by Israeli Defense Force, age 28. Colin Burgess, original AC/DC drummer, December 16th, cause unknown, age 77. Torben Ulrich, Lars Ulrich's father, December 20th, cause unknown, age 95. John Cutler, Grateful Dead producer, December 24th, prolonged illness, age 73. And last but not least, Yarbus Alves, Ratos de Porao bassist, December 26th, cause unknown, age 60. So that is the in memoriam segment for 2023. So
That's crazy that Lars's dad passed right before his birth, a few days before his birthday. So
yeah,
that's
but
pretty
I mean,
wild.
95, man.
Oh yeah. He lived a long life.
He knocked out a good one for sure. So,
Yeah.
yeah, our thoughts and condolences go out to the family and friends of everyone who passed away in 2023. So like I say, here's hoping that 2024 list won't have to be as long. So,
And I've already seen a couple on there. So
yeah,
yeah. Uh, yeah, but like you said, hopefully it won't be as long going
right.
throughout the year. I mean, it's not like I said, it's not unusual. You had one on January 1st of last year, so it's
Yep.
not kind of not unusual to start out like that. Don't like to, but
Right.
natural forces work against us. So,
Yep. It's inevitable.
and before I get into, well, I guess I could do this first. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and do the little bit that we have for 2024 already. That once we kick back into the 2023 stuff, I got a list of thank yous here. So,
Oh,
uh,
absolutely.
so metal news of the week. I got a little short one here. Sharon Osbourne could revive Ozfest as a touring festival. The 71-year-old star's husband Ozzy Osbourne has asked her if the Heavy Metal Showcase, which was last held in 2018 with the Black Sabbath frontman headlining, could ever make a comeback as a run of shows rather than just one night. Speaking on the Osbournes podcast, she said, "Yeah, of course, sure, of course it would." Their daughter Kelly pointed out that artists' managers have to start being realistic with booking fees, though. Sharon replied, "Why is it when it comes to us that everybody thinks that we are trillionaires, and so that every manager wants their band on our festivals wants one of the trillions they think we have to put this thing on?" So that was over from Loudwire. I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, I mean, it's true. It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, it's kind of I mean, festivals are hard because you hear some people say they do okay, then you hear a lot of these other bands saying they didn't make shit, or they barely made enough to cover the gas to get there and back with their equipment. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in in wrestling we did the same thing. As long as we were breaking even, that we thought it was a good day, but we never took into account that it's not breaking even when you get injured, because then you get put out of
Yep.
work, and have to have some surgery or something like that. So not all the time can you consider breaking even. I think I figured out and I think it made me sick when I figured everything out. I was figuring out that's one time back years ago, and up to that point, I was figuring the days I worked because I could remember most of the time I worked and what I made at these shows, and it was somewhere upwards of 100K. So so that's not a whole lot of money for that time. I think it was 12 or 15, 12 or 13 years in when I did that. So it wasn't really a whole lot of money for that time. You would think like what 10,000 a year, close to it maybe if you average it out right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, but it was extra money, you know what I mean. But then I had to take out the fact that I had a $10,000 knee surgery, so that kind of negated a one whole year of
Yep.
making any money. So plus I wasn't making that money because I was out of wrestling for a good 3 months. Uh, so you got to take all that into consideration when you're thinking about you know what you make. Just like we're talking about these guys saying, "Hey, we want to come to your show, but we're going to charge you this much money." I mean, you got to look at it from their point of view. They're looking at, okay, something could happen where like I said, their truck break down, or I mean, you don't know, and then they're out money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very, very
'Cause
true.
that's the only thing. There's always a possibility of losing money, even though
Oh, of
you got a
course.
even though you got a guaranteed payout when you get done, doesn't mean anything.
No, it sure as hell doesn't.
But anyway,
Absolutely does not.
maybe we'll see another Ozfest soon. Who
Oh
knows?
man, I would. God, I would so love that. Now,
uh,
see, I would travel for that. I would travel
oh
for
hell yeah,
Ozfest because
hell yeah,
that's the thing is, I
yeah.
mean, I would travel for that because Ozfest will be one day. So I
Right.
mean, you take 3 days off, you a day there, day for the show, a day to go home. So boom,
Mm-hmm.
done.
Yeah,
I would absolutely travel for an Ozfest without a doubt,
yeah, I would too.
without
So
question.
especially like I said, I think it was 94 or six last one I went to. I don't know. It's been a long time,
Hmm.
so, so it would definitely be cool to maybe even take one of your both of my kids are kind of in the metal, so I could take both my kids and have that experience with them. That'd be cool, so just something to they would never have a chance to see again, you know so.
That's true. It's absolutely true. Yeah, I'd love to. Dana's. I would love to haul the equipment for a big touring band if it paid enough. Well, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure it pays. They're not
absolutely, man.
a lot of times they contract that out,
Yeah,
so it's a very good possibility, Dana.
yeah. I'd
I mean,
never say never.
unless you're a bigger band, I'm sure they have their
They probably do, but I
go-to
mean,
drivers. Yeah,
yeah, they probably do. But I mean, hell, Dana's able to drive a big rig, so I mean,
yeah, yeah.
definitely not out of the realm of possibility at all. So, all right, my first story for the news of the week. Over at the PRP.com, Swedish melodic death metal outfit Arch Enemy have announced their amicable split with guitarist Jeff Loomis. In a statement issued on December 30th, the band revealed that they have enlisted Joey Concepcion of Armageddon, Daughter Chaos, etc. fame. It's an interesting turn of events in that Concepcion performed with former Arch Enemy guitarist Christopher Amat in Armageddon. Concepcion has also previously filled in for Loomis in a live capacity with the band. Joint statements were issued by all three involved parties. Here's what they had to say. Let me make sure this isn't one of those TLDR kind of things. No, it doesn't seem too bad. Arch Enemy and long-running member Jeff Loomis have amicably parted ways. Arch Enemy founder and chief songwriter Michael Amat comments, quote, "It's been a joy having Jeff play with Arch Enemy for close to a decade. We truly had a blast touring around the world together. We were friends long before we played music together, and we remain even closer buddies now, which feels great. We respect that he's in a place and time in life where he needs to step out of Arch Enemy, and we wish him nothing but the best moving forward. The only constant is change, and this is one of those moments where things had to change a little to move forward in a satisfactory way for everyone involved. With all that said, we are extremely pleased to announce that we have recruited Joey Concepcion as our new guitarist. Joey's a phenomenal talent and has been a friend of the band for a long time. He even filled in for Jeff on a couple of European festival shows back in 2018. We have touring and a myriad of other exciting things coming up on the horizon with Arch Enemy in 2024 and beyond, and are thrilled to move forward, creating the next chapter and keeping the metal flowing," end quote. Jeff Loomis comments, quote, "My time in Arch Enemy has come to an end. I have had a great time, 9 years, of playing and touring with them, but now it's time to enter a new chapter in my life. I wish Alyssa, Michael, Charlie, and Daniel the very best and consider them all lifelong friends. I'd also like to thank the crew that have always been nothing but kind to me. Their hard work and dedication towards the band is incredible, and we wouldn't be able to put on the great shows without them. Thank you again for all your support over the years, and Happy New Year," end quote. Lastly, Joey Concepcion has the following to say about joining the Arch Enemy fold. Quote, "It's an honor and a privilege to be working with Arch Enemy, and I'm very much looking forward to shredding stages across the globe together, playing for and meeting all the fans," end quote. That's actually another band that I still haven't gotten to see, and I would kind of hope to at some point. So I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know what their plans are, but if they come back to North America, I'm hoping they would be somewhere in the area. So definitely keep my eye out for that. And, as always, if a band has to have like a roster change, a lineup change, you want it to be amicable, and that seems to be the case here. So that's very good, which is cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's when I first seen it. I said, "Wow, that's crazy." I never did. Honestly, I never did read the story because I was kind of afraid to. So it's like I always thought that, man. I always not really that I would be mad at one side or the other. I always feel like the media twists a lot of the shit. I'm like, I don't
You
want,
got you
I'm like, I
you
don't even want to read it right now. I knew you were going to cover it, so I'm just like, I'll listen to it when everybody else does. So, so I am glad it's amicable. When I seen that, I couldn't believe it when I first seen it. I was like, oh shit, that's a man, rough. And it never said whether it was amicable or not. Of course, on the
Yeah.
on the clip, which it's clickbait pretty much. They want you to click it, uh,
Yep. That's true.
I'm glad it was
That's true.
amicable. So hopefully everything's well on Jeff's side of the fence too. Because I mean, for him to take off, we don't know the circumstances. So hopefully everything's well. That he's just doing it because he wants to. So
Well, from like the context I got, I think he's just kind of like moving on with like another musical project. That's what it sounds like.
okay.
I have no idea, but I'm kind of like that's kind of the context I gleaned from it, So who knows?
I remember when you talk about them a lot. That's the first thing you said. Oh man, when Loomis joined that damn thing, I was like, oh fuck yeah! It's like it's like,
Mm-hmm.
so hopefully the new guy can. I mean, obviously he can fill the shoes. He's been playing with them already.
Yeah,
So
a little bit of familiarity with the Amat brothers too.
right,
That kind of
yeah,
helps. So
that's that always helps. So all right, my last one is over from Metal Hammer. A lawsuit has been filed by the estate of former Slipknot drummer George Jordison, claiming the band used his death for their own financial gain. The company which handles Jordison's estate, Steamroller LLC, is also suing the band over their use of the late drummer's belongings in their traveling Knotfest museum. Court papers obtained by Page Six named Slipknot members Corey Taylor and Sean Cloud Crahan and alleged that they used Jordan's 2021 death to boost sales of their 2022 album, The End So Far. The lawsuit reads, quote, while family, friends, and fans mourn the loss of a legendary drummer, neither bandmate expressed condolences to Jordan's family after his passing. Instead, Taylor and Crahan heartlessly sought to profit off of Jordan's death. End quote. Then there's another quote here. I'm not sure who's talking. This is maybe it's the guy. Anyway, quote: Taylor publicly dedicated the end so far to Jordanson, claiming that the realization of Jordanson's passing crept in while making the album. Taylor even acknowledged that he and Crahan had mistreated Jordanson in an interview, telling fans that were hoping to mend fences with him. And it's one of those things that tells you whatever you need to do it now, because you never know when you're going to lose somebody. Quote. Steamroller LLC also claims that the band did not return the drummer's equipment and have used some of the items in their Knotfest museum. The lawsuit continues, quote, after abruptly kicking Jordanson out of Slipknot in 2013, Taylor and Crahan expressly promised in a written agreement to return all of Jordanson's belongings in exchange for Jordan's promise to release certain. Unbeknownst to Jordanson, they had executed the agreement with no intention of performing their obligations thereunder, and knowingly concealed from Jordanson that they possessed numerous other items belonging to Jordanson that they never returned to him. Slipknot's legal team filed a response with the court and asked for the lawsuit to be dismissed, saying, quote, the defendants generally deny each and every allegation and purportedly, blah, blah, blah,
purportedly.
Reportedly, there you go. Claim set forth in plaintiff's first amended complaint, and further deny that plaintiff is entitled to any relief whatsoever. End quote. So seems like that may be a ongoing story that we have to keep an eye on there. So
yeah,
I feel like it's kind of crazy for it to be coming up now, but
I always kind of hate to see the timing of certain things.
yeah,
Because
because we really don't know if it's been in litigation and it just took that long to litigate it or what. So
I don't know, but
but because
sometimes
they're basing it off of since his death. They're not really saying anything from 13 to 21. They're just kind of basing it off of 21 to now. So
true. That's true. Very, very true. Yeah. So I don't know. The timing of things always kind of is frustrating.
yeah.
All right, my second story, my last one for the week, also over at the PRP. This was on multiple platforms too, by the way, for obvious reasons. Police have arrested former Mr. Bungle member Theobald Brooks Theo Lengyel, charging the 54-year-old musician with the murder of his girlfriend, 61-year-old Alex Herman. Authorities had previously been pursuing Lengyel as a person of interest in her disappearance. Herman was last seen on December 3rd of 2023, and a resulting police investigation into her disappearance led authorities to discover human remains in Tilden Regional Park in Berkeley, California. The identification of those remains is pending DNA confirmation from the Contra Costa County Coroner's Office. Jesus Christ. Can't believe I got that out right the first time. KRCR report that Lengyel was arrested yesterday, January 2nd, over the matter. Of course, obviously, this is a few days ago. According to the aforementioned news outlet, court records show that the previously married couple of Lengyel and Herman had filed for divorce in 2017 after a domestic violence incident saw Herman file a restraining order against Lengyel. Lengyel was a member of Mr. Bungle from their early demo, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny, through 1995's Disco Volante, playing the saxophone, clarinet, and keyboards amid his run with the band, which ended in 1996 amid creative differences. So, needless to say, this is probably one of those stories that will evolve a little bit. Court proceedings and sentencing and all that shit. So we'll see how that goes. But
Sepsis says in the chat. I don't know if that's Melissa or William, but either way, what's up, guys? So
what's happening?
But they were saying court will have their fact-finding legal process. So yeah. So I get that. So
that's true.
That may be what takes time with that stuff. I know some things it's like 10 and 50. Like what was it? Like the one the other day was like a 40-year allegation. I'm like, damn, really? Like 40 years? But yeah. Teach their own, I guess.
Yep.
There are a couple of headlines here I wanted to kind of shoot out there. So, ex-Slipknot drummer Jay Weinberg walks for the first time since his November surgery, which is good news. Great to hear that. Hopefully, he will be able to get behind a drum set for somebody else soon.
Oh God, yeah, I would think so.
Oh well, Happy New Year, much love. So yeah, you too.
Happy New Year to you guys.
Yeah. Hopefully Sepsis has some big things with the new lineup and stuff going on this year. So we'll be glad to share that along if we see something. So. Also in the headlines, Entheos is in the studio working on their next record. Aborted bassist Stefano Francescini quit the band to get his doctorate. So
I saw that. Good for him.
If you want to quit to do, educate yourself, that's great. So I'm sure none of the band members had a problem with that. If they did, then they're
no. Yeah. Seriously doubt it.
Yeah. So even Kiko Loureiro thinks Megadeth should get Marty Friedman back, which I don't think will happen.
Nah, Marty is making money hand over fist doing his thing over in Japan.
Yeah, he's got a new record coming out this year, I think.
Oh yeah, he does.
I read it, yeah. So
he does.
He's doing all right for stuff. I don't think he needs to lean on the Megadeth name anymore. So
no,
I mean it would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be against it, but I just don't think it'll happen. So.
No, I mean he's making. I could see him doing what he did this year and showing up and doing like some guest appearances and stuff like that. I could see that, but as far as him rejoining the band, I seriously doubt it.
Yeah. Which kind of leads to is Kiko's trying to like push a replacement. So it's kind of sounds like he's not coming back. So,
I don't think he is. I think he has moved on. Whatever it is that he's got going on with his family, because that's why he initially left. So
must have got more serious than anticipated.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, so whatever he's got going on, I think he's pretty much made a decision. So I mean, Timo Mantasari is filling in, and from everything that I hear, he's killing it. So,
all right, Rage Against the Machine hangs it up again. They won't play any more reunion shows.
I'm kind of ambivalent towards that one.
Yeah. Oh man, killing in the name of it.
Yeah.
Cradle of Filth guitarist Marek Shak Smyrna and vocalist Zoe Marie Fedorov announced their engagement, so that's pretty cool. Roman Candle split with bassist due to growing sexual assault and domestic abuse allegations, so that's new.
Yep.
So, I didn't put this on here, but I don't know if you've seen where Jericho is kind of facing some of that stuff now. Lead singer from Fozzy, of course, AEW wrestler. He's facing some stuff, some allegations right now. Nothing's came to truth about it yet. So
Yeah,
So that's the reason
I
I really didn't want to mention it, but that came up, and I thought, yeah, well,
I saw something about it, but I didn't really read too much into it.
yeah, it's it's kind of one of those. I don't know. I almost feel like I knew the lady that kind of made the allegations or whatever, and I mean, honestly, I had forgotten about her. So if that tells you anything of why it may be coming up right now, but
Yeah,
uh,
of course. There's
you know,
that timing shit again.
well, I mean, not only that, if he did do it, then he like I said, always if they're at fault, then they should do the time for the
Of
crime. So, I
course.
mean, but they were showing pictures of like him, and they said, "Oh, this is Jericho," and like you, honestly, if you with the angle that it was, you couldn't tell it was Jericho or not. I mean, it didn't show any of his tattoos because it was a long sleeve shirt. He had the hat on like Jericho wears, but I mean that was it. Like you couldn't really tell it was Jericho in the one picture. Then there was another picture where he had a blonde pinned up against the wall, and it was kind of blurry. And I'm like, I mean, his wife's blonde, so I mean, how do we know that's not who that
Right.
was? It's kind of
Yeah.
it's also a lot of questionable content against him right now. But
Right. Yeah.
if anything does happen, of course we will pass it along. But
Absolutely.
all right, Cannibal Corpse have a new cold brew that's perfect for your New Year's coffee enema, brewed from an inhumane harvest of coffee beans. I thought that was pretty funny.
Brewed back to life.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The necrophilia of coffee.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
let's see what else can we let's see staring through the eyes of the coffee pot. um, let's see what else can we come up with. Carafe smashed face, I don't know.
uh, uh, Dana says atheists just released their own beer
Yes,
too.
they
Okay, that's
yes
pretty
they
cool.
did. I saw that. Yep, I saw that.
I haven't been on there today, so if anything came up on today, I didn't see it. So this was done 2 days ago. So
Yeah.
Black Sabbath's Tony Martin era box set finally coming this May. So congrats on that, I guess.
Mhm.
I know it's been Tony's been pushing for that for years now. I think we've talked about that a couple times. So
We have. Yes,
and little update for you here. Blue Ridge Rock Festival says not to expect refunds until Q1 of 2024.
well,
So
thankfully that's where we are. So
well, they're still not. They're still sticking with their story of the weather, which is fucking stupid. But
bullshit.
here's why. Well, here's why. It's because the insurance will cover that. So now not only are they doing this, but they could be getting insurance fraud because that's not why they canceled the show.
No.
So good for them. Hopefully they get what they deserve. So I do hope that people get their money back because that's bullshit. I mean, if you pay that much money to see a band and you only get to see a day and a half of a festival, man,
Mm-hmm.
at least give them 3 days of their money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but it sounds like to me what they're doing is they're trying to get ticket sales from 2024 to refund people from 2023.
That's
and,
not how
and
that shit works.
well, this is how they do things. This is how they've been doing things for a while now. They've been banking on the year that they're doing it to kind of pay off the debt that they had the year before. They can't even pay off the debt, after the show with their earnings, which, obviously if you're doing that, then you're not
Oh,
making money.
okay.
You're
Okay.
not making money. If you're not making money, then you don't need to be doing the shit. The whole point is to make money. So,
Yeah, the point. Yeah, the point. It's definitely the point. But I
yeah.
mean, it's
You
it,
shouldn't you
it,
shouldn't
it.
you shouldn't have to go back and be like, oh well, we got to wait for these ticket sales to pay you back from 2023. I mean,
Yeah.
no,
See that's that. I don't agree with that at all.
you made all that money, and you haven't refunded anybody, and you probably got it sitting in an account drawing interest. so, so
More than
there's
likely.
all kind of wrongdoing in this situation, I believe, in this kind of. It's almost like it's a dumb ass criminal that think they're doing something smart.
Right.
Anyway, Bleeding Through promises a new record this year. Like our job wasn't hard enough in 2023. I don't think it's going to be any better in
It's
2024.
not. It's not.
Brian Fair talks new Shadows Fall music. It's definitely on the heavier side, so that's always good to hear.
Bring the shit on.
Bring
That
it.
shit on.
Man, I can't wait till they tour again. I can't
Oh
wait to see
God,
them.
it's gonna be so awesome.
Yeah, I was seeing them at the festival, which like I said, festival lineups kind of get cut short. I'd always rather see them doing their own tour because
Hmm.
you'll get a little bit more time and everything to hear them. But so definitely if they tour, I'm definitely heading to that. So Down is also working on their first new music since 2014.
Yep.
And here's one. I don't know if you've seen this. Warbringer's hitting the studio again this spring.
Yep.
I quit. Jesus fucking Christ. If I get a Warbringer, a Testament, a Death Angel, and an
Judas
Exodus record
Priest.
in the
A
same
Judas
fucking
Priest.
year, uh,
Yeah.
man, I will do this show naked.
Well,
Everybody's like
how
calling
do
now.
we? Well, how do?
Everybody's calling now saying, please don't release.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, yeah. Anyway, Creator frontman unveils plans for new music and teases multiple tours.
Thankfully,
Again,
thankfully, Creator, they're talking about their album not coming out till 25. So,
yeah. So there you
so
go.
you know,
Give us a little bit of play. He's like, please
yeah.
don't. uh, and then last but not least, For My Pain resurrects nearly 20 years and announced a comeback show. So hopefully, I'll see him. No, the fuck you won't.
Susie doesn't comment often, but when she does, it's for a reason.
Bad thing is that she was probably not even listening to the show until it's like her
her
ears was like
her spidey sense is tingling.
yeah, it's like her husband's about to say something stupid. Sis was tingling. Um, so,
Oh man.
it wasn't just a figure of speech because for one, it's cold as fuck in this room, and I will not.
Yeah.
We're actually still renovating in the other room over here, so it's not
Yep.
fully
Yeah,
insulated yet. So
you got nothing but concrete walls in there right now.
yeah. So it's still got some work to do. So I
Yep.
would not be doing that. So,
The old work in progress.
yeah. I don't know. Did you have anything to add to those?
I've got a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, Go Ahead and Die is welcoming Jackie Cruz to their lineup as
I
bassist.
did see that.
And then the lineup for the band is completed by drummer Johnny Vallis, and then Kingdom of Giants is going to be rejoined by their bassist vocalist Johnny Reeves to their roster, so replacing Justin Roebuck Joseph. So those were the headlines.
Oh man, leave it to her.
She has a way with words, your wife.
No. That's light compared to what I usually hear now.
That is very true. I can attest to that. That's true.
Uh, anyway,
Indeed.
so shrinkage is not a good thing. No, it's not. And this camera wouldn't pick it up anyway, as cold as it is down here. So yeah, it looked like the Irish dude on that fucking Hall Pass movie,
Jesus Christ, man. Come on.
uh,
If you know, you know.
That's right. That's right. If you don't, then go watch the movie Hall Pass.
Right.
You'll get the joke then. So
Yeah.
anyway, that will conclude the 2024 segment. I guess I can say we do have a theme of the week for this year, but we'll get to that at the end of the show.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to do that. So
yeah, we haven't gave them we haven't really gave them a playlist in a couple of weeks for that part of it anyway. So we'll make sure we get them a new playlist going for 2024. Actually, be the first one for 2024. So.
Yes, it will.
But back to 2023, I just want to give a shout out to all of our guests that joined us. We had Elvin Rodriguez that joined us in January from Spillage, Dan and Josh from Elevate in February. Then we had Jess and Timu from Zulu in February. February was a big month.
Yeah, it was.
And then we had Tim Scott the following week from Methane. So we had like 3 weeks in a row there. We had guests. It was great.
That was nice.
And then we had Jay and TC from Lifeform in March. And we had, of course, Asuf, Christian, and Ari from Archfire in April. as Barrel said, the guy that was naked in the in the sauna.
Yep.
It still trips me out. That's the first thing he brought up. Uh, but then we had Andy Doe from Demos's Dawn in May, and then of course we had Drew Fortier from the Lucid June first, and then
Man of many talents, Drew Fortier.
God yes, and then we had June second. We had actually back to back interviews that week. We had Drew on the first, and then we had Joe Caddy from Finality on the second.
Yep.
So, which
From
is
my neck of the woods.
yeah, Livonia, Michigan. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Matt Caldwell from As We Suffer on June 29th. Then we skipped July and went into August. We had Martin Motnick from Accept here on August the 4th.
Good dude.
Yeah, good dude. I love Martin, man. I've talked to him a few times, about some stuff, and he's been pretty responsive, man. He's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Never hesitates to share his knowledge, and that's great. I love that.
He seems to he really seems to genuinely enjoy like interacting with people.
Oh
He's
yeah,
super
yeah, he
active on
does. I mean,
he's super active on
hell,
social media and everything.
yeah, hell, he does shows downtown Nashville, and meet and
Just
greets
on a
people
whim. Yeah.
afterward. Yeah,
Yeah.
just on a whim. It's like,
I mean, hell,
yeah, who the hell does that?
hell,
Sometimes,
we haven't taken him up on it yet, but hell, he invited us to come hang out with him one night in Nashville.
yeah.
Which
So
I do plan on taking advantage of. We just haven't done it yet.
yeah. Well, he's not been in the. Actually, he just got back
Right.
from the
He's been
other
in Germany for a while.
yeah. Just got back to Nashville the other day. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw him post on Facebook the picture of the carpet at BNA.
yeah. He's like, how old is this shit? Like
Yeah,
1970 or something.
yeah,
It's pretty rough looking.
yeah. Some of it
Uh,
is.
yeah. Then we had Marcus Rydstedt from After Earth on August the 25th, and then Mark Toretti from Contortion on September 29th. Then we had one of our good friends, the first actual repeat guest, John O'Connor from One of the Last on
Mm-hmm.
October 20th. Can't wait to. I know they got a single coming out in February, so hang out with us. That we'll definitely be talking about that. So.
Hell yeah.
And we had Elvin, another Elvin, that's right, Sismadia from Eradicated, November 11th. He was on, and like that was great because it gave me such a hope for the future of metal with that band because they are a
All of
very
them.
young band.
Yeah,
I think he was like 23 or something. So
yeah, right around there.
and yeah, and I mean if they're making music like this at 23, they're going to be around for a while. So
They could be, yeah. Should be for sure. There's no guarantees, but based on that new release, absolutely.
and then of course we had Dana's big birthday bash on November 18th that we visited down there.
Oh, such a good time.
Yeah. And then we had another repeat guest. We had Vinnie Carrion from Ashes Rain join us on December 1st. Talk about the Ferryman release and all things Ashes Rain that are coming up. Speaking of which, Chris is wearing some merch that the Fine Records sent over to us, which was awesome.
That was cool of them to do.
Yeah, it was. We really appreciate that. It's always cool to make friends, but when you make friends with a record label, it's even better.
Oh yeah.
And I actually I'm going to check out some more of their bands on their label because I seen where they was pushing some other bands on. Let me tell you what, that record label may be. They probably gonna have a long future too because they do not hesitate to promote. I mean that's
no.
I mean
they don't.
you don't see a lot of that from especially the older. I mean if you got to think Napalm and all them's got old they just throw their shit on like YouTube or whatever and they're not really if you go to their page I don't know if there's a lot of promotion there like you see at Affiant. I mean, Affiant's talking about different bands all the way up so
yep.
So they're not just pushing Ashes Rain; they're pushing all their stuff.
Yeah, they are.
It's cool.
Yeah, they're active. They're constantly posting stuff on TikTok.
Yeah. So I mean, it's great to see. So, and then last but not least, on December 8th, we had Baloo and Valtteri from the band Barrel here. So we do appreciate everyone that took their time out to sit and chat with us this year or last year actually.
Yep,
we definitely appreciate that. So. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, we put the invitation out. We can't make the people. We can't make them say yes or no.
That's true. Yep.
all we can do is ask, and if they don't want to come, then I can't make them come. So,
Yeah, and
uh,
that's
yeah,
and that's fine. That's totally fine. I mean, we understand whatever the reason for declining the offer or not even reading the offer. For all we know, sometimes we don't our requests don't even get seen. So I mean, that shit happens
right.
sometimes. We understand, So
Well,
you
I got
know,
a message that didn't get seen for 7 months.
yeah, yeah. So
I sent them because you can see it on social media, whether
mhm.
they see it or not. And I was like, and I happened to I happened to see something, and I was like, let me go see what they're up to and see if they ever responded. And I looked at the message, and it hadn't said that they had seen it yet. And then I went back the next day, and it said they seen it. So I'm like,
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, oh wow, it's only
Interesting timing.
7 months later, but I mean, if you're
Yeah,
still interested, we'll put you on.
yeah. I mean that is true. I mean, there was a little bit of a gap between our initial contact and then the
Mhm.
interview with Halo Scars too. So I mean,
Oh yeah,
just because we don't talk to a band like like a week after their release comes out doesn't mean that we aren't still willing to talk. I mean, everyone's got jobs and tours and families. So I mean, we we can accommodate schedules whenever. So I mean, not a huge deal. We're pretty flexible. Like I say, normally we do the interviews on Friday nights whenever we can. And if we have to switch over to a Saturday morning once in a while, we do that too. So I mean, going forward, I don't see the plan being any different really. We've always got irons in the fire. So
yep. We just wanted to give a shout out to Hex. I seen the day where they had won an award over
yeah.
there. So that's awesome. Was the Radio Wigwam Awards? I think they were for was it
They were nominated for best international band.
best international? Yeah, it was. I couldn't remember if it was artist of the year or what it was, but yeah. So
Yeah. I don't
best
know who
international. So
I don't know who the other nominees are, but based on just
good
that,
luck to them.
yeah, Hex definitely has my vote,
Yeah,
depending on who the
yeah.
other nominees are. But I mean,
Man,
yeah,
it was like I said, that was one of the bands that was like last year, the 2022 we interviewed that was so crazy because it seemed like from the time that we locked it up, they were just like getting swamped with shit.
yeah, they
And
just
I was just like,
took
I was
off.
honestly, I was like, man, they're gonna fucking goddamn postpone me and all this shit. People were like, nah, bro, we got bigger shit going on. But no, Tina and Stellan was great, and they came on, and they we bought some merch from those guys. Well,
Super
well
duper
you
nice.
did, you did, but
Yeah, super duper nice.
yeah. I mean, everybody that we've talked to has been great. I mean,
More swag.
yeah, more swag. Yeah, so oh, always good to get the swag. So
Swag is awesome.
yeah, I was actually wearing my Hex one toboggan the other day. So
Mm-hmm. During your New Year's Eve, thank you, yes, sir.
oh, I did. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
did.
did. Absolutely.
Yeah, but just want to say we're very appreciative of the bands that come on. We're very appreciative to all of you that take time to listen to us every week. Like I said in the video, whether it was once or every week or 10 times, whatever the case may be, we
Right.
appreciate it regardless. You took
Yeah.
the time out to check us out, and we appreciate that. So
Yeah.
hopefully we do enough to just, drag you back in every once in a while. So,
Yeah. I mean, we're this is the first show of our fourth year of doing this. So I mean,
crazy.
if like I say, if you're around like on a regular basis, like Dana and my aunt, stuff like that, or if you come around every once in a while, like Octavio, stuff like that, you know, post on, send us a greeting every few months or whatever, once a year, like sepsis, it doesn't even matter. If you've seen us once, or if you've seen us 100 times, if you've clicked like, if you've clicked on a post, if you've responded to a post, watched a video, watched the Metalhead Minute, whatever. I mean,
Speaking of awards, I think Sepsis won the
I
northeastern
think that,
band
yeah,
of the year again up there.
again,
So
yep,
yeah,
I
I
believe they
think that
did.
was their second time. Yeah, so
Good for them.
congrats to them too. So
Congratulations. But
not
yeah, I mean,
then there's just a lot of competition in that area too. So that's
in the
very
Northeast, Jesus Christ,
yeah.
yeah.
Very, another friend of the shows got some stuff coming out pretty soon.
Next week,
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll be talking about that later. So
we absolutely will.
all right, what did we say we was going to do? We was going to do the album covers, right? Is that
Yes.
what we decided? Yeah. So let me pull
Yes.
that. Because it's a
Let me scroll back up to the top of my list.
album covers. Yeah. Hopefully, I can share that screen. Let's see. Present. Oh, what? Oh, wonder why. Oh, because it's not in a tab. Gotcha. All right. So let me see if I can put it in a tab then. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see. I'm not sure if that's possible. Oh, share. See if I can do see if I can do that.
I just now realized that it's actually been a while since I've gone all the way through this list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I added to it every week, but as far as going back up to the top and just scrolling all the way through the past year of all the album covers from all the LPs and EPs that I listened to,
Mm-hmm.
which if I remember correct, let me get down to the bottom of the list here. Yeah, let's see. 93. I have 93 album covers. Yeah. And
Yeah, yeah, man. Awesome.
they're almost every single one of them is phenomenal.
You have what? 93?
93.
Holy shit. Yeah, I ain't got that many.
Well, like
uh,
I say, we're not gonna go through every single one of them. Like I say, because but I mean, but yeah, like every week when I listened to an album, whether it was for my album review or whatever, I added it to the list, and then I took a shot of the album cover. So I mean, I was trying to be as thorough as I possibly could.
right. Let's see. Let me do that because I don't want to give away what's next. So
Right?
hide the little screen. So all right, here we go. This was one of the first ones that I saved here. It's Concrete Age. Their album was Bordeaux Thawed. Uh, this just a kind of lone guy sitting here with vultures and shit flying around. So I'm just kind of like, that's pretty wild. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
the skull rock there was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
definitely the
It
focal.
wasn't like really yeah, it really wasn't a lot going on with the picture. I just thought it was a really cool concept to me of how, you know, a lone guy and the vultures are kind of around. So it's almost like, and honestly, I don't know what Bordeaux thought on me. So that may even mean something related to the album cover. So,
Probably does.
so anyway. Oh,
Got a slideshow
there.
set up.
Yeah. Let's see.
What's the name of that? Concrete Age. Oh, Concrete Age. Okay. All right, that's neat.
All right, so let me see. Oh, there we go. This one, you know what? I can't even remember what band this was. Look it up real quick. Um, on Hail. So it's Onheil. So on Hail, I guess is what that was.
Okay.
In Black Ashes is the album, and you can see kind of this centerpiece here. I guess it's like a guy with a cloak and stuff. And
Yeah.
almost looks like he's just sucking everything up into
That's
his
exactly
world or
what
something.
it looks like to me.
And I mean, it's pretty detailed. the cars and
Yep.
some people looks like with the skinless people. Honestly, is what it looks like to me.
Hmm. It's
With
still cool that
you got
there's
buildings,
there's always like a central focal point, which is the guy in the cloak there. But then
right?
like everything going on with like even the sky in the background behind the band
Yeah,
name. But then you have the entire cityscape in the foreground being as far as we can tell sucked into the. So there's always so much going on. Not always, but like 98% of the time, there's always so much going on.
mhm,
So they're almost always so well done though. A lot of thought put into them and everything. So
right. And the colors kind of blend. If you think
mhm.
about it, it goes to red up into the purples and blues and then into black. So it's very very metal color, color coded there. So that's kind of the colors you see in most metal albums. So, all right. So, yeah, next here, we got the Demented Heart. This is
Wow.
a frantic epidemic is the album here. So I thought this was a pretty cool, almost kind of Doctor Octopus like, I guess, with the little
Yeah, kind
you
of.
know metal things coming out. I thought this was pretty cool. Like this is definitely a face here, so I'm not sure what this thing is supposed to be, but definitely a machine of some kind. So,
Hmm.
frantic epidemic kind of pretty much kind of says what it's probably related to.
Yeah. Because I mean that
That's
little ball of that
kind of
little
went through
ball
that.
that little light ball right there in the middle kind of
The COVID-19
looks like
molecule.
a yeah, it looks like a molecule. That's
Great
exactly what
stuff.
it looks like.
All right. And of course, this was Hell Witch, Annihilation Interception.
Nice.
Pretty gruesome there.
Yeah.
Your main guy here just piling bodies up.
Yep.
It's almost like it almost reminds me maybe like a Four Horsemen type thing, because you see three other people on horses back here. So it's it's what I kind of got a feel for, but I mean that may
Maybe.
not be the case, but
Maybe.
definitely kind of what I was thinking, because I mean I don't even know that some of that stuff don't even look like horses. It's like demon dogs or something, hellhounds or something maybe. But that's pretty cool. Like I said, dark and ominous, just like most. You got your red and the black. It's kind of in grays. That's kind of normality with everything. So,
Yep.
but
Just
I still thought
just
that was a
the
pretty cool art piece.
just enough splashes of color for contrast.
Yep. Yeah. So that made it stand out a little bit. So, hmm. Next one here we have here is Star's Palm of Tulu, the Cursed Vision. Of course, it looks like Tulu here with about 20 faces in it, which is pretty
Yeah.
wild. Then you got your guys here at the bottom. I don't know if they're summoning it or kind of what they're doing here, but definitely definitely fits. It was a wild. I just thought the faces on all that stuff was pretty wild. I was like, man, that's like 20, 20 faces if you
Yeah,
look
I
at it.
don't even
Even
know.
even up in here, you see eyes. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
there's yep.
kind of wild. I mean,
Mhm.
this one kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle, but
A little bit.
uh, yeah, it's funny. Uh, all right. And then, of course, we had our friend Zane
Ah,
Zulu with
yep.
X Neat Yellow. Pretty good album cover, I
Yeah,
thought.
a lot going on in that one.
Yeah, got your eclipse here going on, I guess.
Hmm.
Your hourglass, Saturn's. It's like two Saturns or something. It's crazy, almost like maybe a mirror image or something maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. But the brain coming out of the skull, and that's cool. Tracks going, down off in there. It's kind of wild. Definitely a unique album cover. And if you want to
Mhm.
know anything about that album cover, you can go check out the interview over on Spotify or YouTube,
Yes.
where they actually talk about it. So
Yep, we did ask.
that's what
We
we
usually
always
do.
ask
We,
about
we
album
usually we
covers.
usually we usually try to ask about, the
Yeah,
inspiration and
right. Or who did it. And
yeah.
a lot of times there's somebody in a band that draws this stuff up, which is crazy.
Yep.
All right, there are another friends over at Methane. Kill it with fire. Definitely, you got your, like you said, you got your centerpiece here.
Mm-hmm.
The winged devil there throwing fireballs. It's like so. I
Yep.
don't know. This guy here looks like a zombie or something. Maybe they. I don't know. This guy's like welcoming him, and everybody else is running. So
Yeah.
uh, it's definitely a well named album cover. I mean, everything's on fire. So
Yes.
and always we talked about this when we talked to him how the H kind of loops around everything.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
love
always
the I love the
yeah, it's always easy when you got an odd number
yeah.
letter in there
I
to do
love
something like that. So,
yeah, I love this. I love the symmetry of that one.
yeah, pretty cool. All right, and we had Zombie Rot or
Nice.
Zombie Riot. This was a World Epitaph, uh, pretty death metalish.
Very.
Yeah, so, just pretty wild. So like the detail and like the teeth and stuff is kind of just
I
what got
know.
me with this one. It's like
Yeah,
really detailed.
that's really well done.
And like and it's like the world epitaph. It's like a tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
so
It's
it's
fitting.
like all that's dead. So
Yep.
yeah, very cool.
Basically just two
I
colors.
love
Basically just two colors.
yeah, but I love their like emblem too. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, this is transtormed into the void, which is if you see here, it's kind of pulling this guy in like a almost like the things on Harry Potter when they try to take his soul, I guess. Skulls here, kind of
That's probably a
offering
sarcophagus.
offering offering plate, I guess. Kind of
Oh, it could be. It could be an altar. Yeah, it
yeah,
could be an altar.
pretty cool. I'm still trying to figure out what this is over here in this corner because I mean it's like a I don't know blanket. I don't know, kind of weird. It's awful big for that kind of thing. But there's like another one here too, though. So I'm not sure if
Yeah, I
it's
wonder if it's
maybe it's some more of those. Maybe
might be. Yeah,
yeah,
could be.
yeah. Definitely strange coloring for that one. So
Mm-hmm.
like how their little thing spider webs out on the T is pretty
Yeah,
cool too. Of course,
and
they
in
have the
and in the
upside
O.
down cross, but oh yeah, yeah. Of course, they have the upside down cross. Can't be metal if you don't have
Mm-hmm.
the upside down cross, right?
No, yeah, it's kind of yeah.
Uh,
It's almost. Truth be told, it's almost like a trope at this point.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Then our friends Elevate with the purpose of
Mm-hmm.
purpose is cruelty. Definitely. And I think what's unique about this is each one of these guys has a body part. So it's like taking something away from this woman. It's like he's taking her
Mm-hmm.
brain, he's taking her heart, he's taking her uterus. It's like it's like everybody's taking a, and it's almost. I mean, you could turn that politically if you wanted to, real easily, I guess. But I'm not
Or it
going to.
could,
So
or it could be just like a metaphor for life. Life just
yeah,
kind of just picks you
right.
apart.
Just picture. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that kind of would go along with what they named the album, "Purpose is Cruelty." Because,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, the purpose in life is, we do live cruel lives, whether we want to admit it or not. I mean, we think
Right.
we're having fun. We think we're having fun, but in reality,
More often than not, yes. Seriously, kind of. Holy shit!
and
What
this
is
is,
that going on?
oh, sorry. Uh, oh, what did I do? Oh, crap. Sorry. I went too far. Let's see. Elevate, right?
Yep. There we are.
Yep, it's going to pop up. There it goes. All right. All right. So this one was a blood job metastasis. Definitely another kind
There,
of
there is a lot to unpack here.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I got eyes here and here and here and here, and eyes everywhere. You got skulls and faces here and there. Just yeah, it's a lot of. I don't know if it's like it's almost like this guy's just like sucking everybody in and becoming one or something. Almost like Freddy Krueger's chest or something. Uh,
Yep.
it's like here's all the souls. Pretty wild. Yeah, it's definitely a wild album. Like I said, you can't
Yes, it
get
is.
wild album covers more than
And not to beat a dead horse, but you're not getting album covers of this quality in another genre of music. You just aren't.
No,
You're not.
there's a bigger version. Sorry, I didn't present it. So
And truth be told, I don't really think it's a matter of opinion. I really don't. I mean, no other
yeah,
genre of music has album covers with such intricate details like this. They just don't.
I was trying to remember the name of this band. I can't.
Catacomb?
Yeah, I think it is Catacomb. Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Wow, I
It's kind
can't
of it's kind of a yeah.
believe.
When the stars are right. It's this one's kind of the same thing going on. I thought this was kind of like I was like, man, did this like download wrong? I said, no, it's just actually the way it looks. It's just supposed to look a little mosaic there. I guess I don't know. Kind of
Yeah,
wild. But
another one where
did you
there's a
have
lot to unpack.
yeah, I got another big evil thing here, just trying to take over.
Looks like a combination of the Kraken and Cthulhu.
Yeah, there you go. They had a baby.
Yeah.
Of course, you got your star. You're
Yep.
over there in the corner there. So,
Looks
pretty
like it
cool.
looks like the remnants of a monolith right there in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot going on. So,
There's a lot going on there.
of course, we had our friends Demos' Dawn with the Anthem of the Lost. Thought this was a pretty cool album cover too,
Hmm.
with with them standing on bodies like they've been in the war. So, which could happen any moment at this point.
Well, yeah.
Uh, I didn't see this for a long time, but there's a little dragon back in here. You
Oh
see
shit,
it
yeah.
back, yeah. So it's
Sure enough.
pretty wild. It took me a while. I was like, it caught my eye one day when I was looking. I said, oh shit, there's a dragon in there. I'm like, oh yeah. I think I looked at it like 10 times before I ever noticed it. It's pretty scary album cover if you think about it too. Because I mean, it's definitely something
Yeah,
that could happen. So,
very true.
all right, this is Holy Moses. Invisible Queen was the album here. So I thought this was pretty cool because they had the kind of the hellhounds on the leash,
Yeah.
kind of like in their lair kind of thing. So definitely pretty dark.
Could use
ominous.
yeah. Need to have the maid show up and get rid of all those cobwebs.
Cobweb, yeah. Hey man, you can't be hell without cobwebs.
Well, that's true. Yeah. It kind of does go with the aesthetic, doesn't it? So
Yeah, yeah. Pretty cool. But a little more color, and stuff.
mm-hmm.
Uh, this was Ash Rain, not to be confused with Ash's Rain,
Nope.
but this was Ash Rain, Requiem Reloaded. This was a pretty wild album cover.
Yep.
Dude holding skull here, snakes here, some more skulls.
Fire.
Yeah, this
Fire and wings and snakes.
It's almost looks like a pair of eyes here too. I don't know what that belongs to, but
Hmm.
pretty pretty wild. All right, this one is Archon Angel. The record is two. I think is what it's supposed to be. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think that's right. This was more of like a futuristic type thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Little album covers, see the little meteors and stuff hitting there, and you got your I think like this little halos on over top of the
Mm-hmm.
head here is pretty wild. So,
Yeah.
like maybe an archangel, I guess. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what that is.
Well,
Well, maybe
yeah.
an archon angel.
Yeah.
Kind
Should
of
be.
fit.
Yeah.
Kind
They did
of
give
fit.
him one hell of a set of wings too, though.
Yeah, it did. I
Those are
don't know
pretty
what's
badass,
what's
actually.
coming here. Like something's kind of coming out of the sky here. So,
Mm-hmm. Doomsday.
well, this one is a Raider Trial of
Ah,
Chaos. This is pretty badass. It's kind of a more of a heroic type instead of the evil
yeah.
type out there fighting off all these serpents and whatnot. So
Yeah. He's definitely
very
he's
very detailed.
yeah, the odds are definitely not in his favor in this
You know,
situation.
yeah, yeah, all kind of little stuff going on in there too, man.
Yeah, all over
Yeah,
the place. I
you got
mean,
this guys trying to get him from behind.
really doesn't matter where you look. I mean, there's something going on
Uh,
all over this thing.
pretty cool. All right, this was Desolate Realm, Legions. Thought this was a really good album cover. Just a lot of detail with the you know mountains. This one, of course, there's Skull Mountain again.
Of course.
So, little Skeletors in there somewhere.
Yeah.
You got the guy over here coming out of the sky, so
Yeah.
it's pretty.
A very interesting use of just where they put the light source in this one.
Yeah, and deep in the background,
Mm-hmm.
like everything's on fire behind them.
Yep.
That's pretty wild. Of course, we had Terrifier, Trample the Weak, Devour the Dead. This is something you're not going to see mainly because of this here. You're not going to see many album covers with naked ladies on it. So
No.
I was kind of surprised. It took me a minute to realize. I said, "Is that what I think it is?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's definitely a tit." So
Sure enough.
pretty wild. Yeah. This dude's got a head on his hand. It's really fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cannibalism type.
Mm-hmm.
They're cooking on a hand. He's like biting their face off.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Trample the Weak, Devour the Dead. Dude.
It's like the Donner.
Pretty much.
It's like the Donner Party metal version.
Look at this little jacked up dude here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the hell's going on, man?
Yeah, like, he's been eating all the protein guys.
He's all
man.
ripped. Yeah, he's all ripped.
Yeah, he's the one that ate Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
Yeah. Is that little, what is it? That little pocket Hercules or whatever?
Yeah. It's pretty wild. This one was oh my god,
Berserker Legion. Berserker Legion.
Yeah, Berserker Legion. I forgot the R's backwards. Was it Chaos Will Reign?
It looks chaotic.
Very chaotic. Like, I mean, I'm real big into like Lord of the Rings type stuff. So any of these covers that kind of relate to that intrigue me.
I definitely wouldn't want a horde of those guys coming towards me.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, holy shit, no, get me out of here.
They're trampling on, dead too. So.
They'd be like, nope, you win.
Yeah. Win. All right, that's the one that's Savage, Glory Riders. I thought this was pretty good. They're more of a kind of a in the '90s hair metal ram sound, but I thought this was a cool album cover. Man.
It's definitely
out here, ready to got a chainsaw and a Negan bat here, ready to go.
Definitely, it definitely has definitely got a throwback feel to it.
Yeah,
kind of.
See all your little guys back here in the back. Mm-hmm. Looks like they're struggling here. Pretty cool.
Got a little bit of a Mad Max feel to it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And the guy right here under the flag, he's got a little bit of a Blackie Lawless look to him going on.
I was about to say that too. Yeah. This one's Holy Side, Bazooka Killer. Of course, I guess you can see he just took this guy's head right here. So
yes, he did.
That's a lot of death around this guy. It's almost like he's got skull knee pads. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
barrels of oil.
Yeah, it's kind of got like a heavy metal version of the Doom cover, the Doom video game.
Yeah.
Kind of got a little bit of that aspect going on.
And that could have been an inspiration. That could have been a Doom
could have been
inspiration. I think the different colored flags here. I'm not sure what color flags is going on there, but they got stabbed right through him. So
yeah. But it kind of looks like in the upper left corner over there, it looks like the Kremlin.
Oh yeah.
Looks like it might be. Yeah, it looks like that might be the Kremlin.
Okay.
Of course, if that's the Kremlin, then that flag might be the Ukraine flag.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the ongoing conflict over there was like inspiration for this, but I do know that the Ukraine flag is just blue and yellow. So that's what that looks like. And then it does kind of look like the Kremlin on the other side, because I think that's Joseph Stalin.
Okay.
Under there?
Could be.
Someone might correct me on that, but I think that might be a statue of Joseph Stalin under there.
I like how he took this guy's head and he's got, looks like a politician with a bunch of money. So.
Right. And of course, obviously the barrels of oil, that seems to be what everyone's always fighting over is oil. So
yeah, which is stupid. and it kills me for like a nation like us to fight over something like that when we're trying to go electric. So it's like you make up your damn mind. Why are you fighting for oil for if you want to go electric? Like
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
this one's Talkalation, Mind Affection, who kind of gave me a them kind of
Like if they live.
they live there. There you go. They
Well, that's
kind of
yeah, because it
kind of
does say
vibe to
it does say obey back there.
yeah, yeah.
Holy
So it's
shit, yeah.
pretty
That's
cool.
that's exactly the vibe it's giving off. They live.
Yeah. But it's kind of modernized with you see these people that look like they're just greasers or something with
Hmm.
just a t-shirt and stuff, and then you look in there and all there's business people and stuff just looking around, but they're really not. They're really not business people. They're like
Hmm.
this, or they're really business people and not that, I guess. But
Right.
which is kind of
I
cool.
came here to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
Oh, a lot of
A
bubble
lot of
gum.
bubble gum.
Uh, crazy.
Pour one out for Roddy Piper.
That's right. This one was man. What's the name of this band? I can't remember. Can you read that? I know it's Angel. Couldn't remember.
I don't know what that is.
Silent Angel. That's it. Yeah,
Oh, Silent Angel. I see it
yeah,
now.
yeah. Unyielding, unrelenting. Of course, you got the cloaked guy here. Looks like maybe an angel trying to fight off these demon guys here. So
And the
it's
colors
almost
the color scheme kind of gives off that good versus evil kind of thing.
right. Exactly. Yeah. So definitely, yeah. Kind
That's
of a
that
good
con
versus the heaven versus hell kind of thing. So
yeah, that there's like a line without a line separating the two
right.
colors, you know? It's
Yeah.
done accidentally on purpose kind of sort of thing
Yeah.
going on.
Like Lake Michigan and Lake Huron right there.
Right. Yeah.
uh,
Again, that's another if you know, you know kind of thing.
that's right. Yeah. Uh, this was hatred rain. I think is that right?
Looks like it.
Awaken the ancients. This one is very detailed and a lot going on here. You got your guys down here in this corner. You got this guy here. I don't know what he's doing. You got a lot of little people just walking into fucking hell.
Yep.
You got water coming out here and heat there, and everybody's just walking into the heat instead of taking a swim. I guess. A lot
Yeah,
of
why
almost
not?
going on here. There's like a lot of little lightning or something going on there. So I don't know if that's the
I don't know.
good
It
coming
looks
down.
like
Or,
looks like the people walking into the fortress like their like soul, the
yeah, okay,
life force being
right.
sucked out of the
Could be,
top.
could be. It could be kind of almost like a manufacturing process. Walking, uh,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of detail going on here. Got these little guys over here, these
Hmm. Like little
little,
sentinels or something.
little flying figures in the back. Pretty cool. All right, this was As the Palace Burns,
Oh,
Drowning the
okay.
Shadows. I thought this was pretty cool because you see one side dark, one side light, and kind of gives you the life and death kind
Hmm.
of scenario there. But that was pretty cool. You got the eclipse going on.
I like that font that they're using too. It's
Yeah, yeah, that's
shit.
yeah, it was a pretty good album too. I mean, we may or may not talk about it again. I don't know.
Hint, hint.
I think that may have been my last one. Yeah, it was the end.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, we can, like I say, we can go through some of mine real quick.
yeah,
Like I say, I have some of the same ones as you. You know, like Anzaloo and
yeah,
Elevate and stuff like that. But by and large, considering like every week we're each doing an album review and we're doing a different album, so I mean, we're
right.
gonna have, by and large, we will have different album covers. But like I say, I'm gonna go through this. I'm gonna go through this, relatively quickly because, like I say, I got a bunch, but probably not gonna devote a whole lot of time to each one. So we got Sons of Cult, Back to the Beginning. Let's see what we got here. Born a Ghost with Stairway to an Empty Room. It's pretty fitting.
Oh, that's
Stairway.
pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty neat. This is Throat Locust, Drag Through Glass. A little bit of kind of like a little abstract here that you can kind of,
Yeah,
you can see figures and stuff, and not exactly sure what this is. Look like maybe a Cyclops skull. Don't know. Let's see what we got. This is Varmia, prologue. It's kind of dark, a little bit of death, skull focus here. Screamer with Kingmaker.
Hmm.
This has kind of got a little bit of a Metalocalypse Thunder Horse kind of thing going on right here. So
You know,
definitely,
the colors remind me a lot of like some Black Sabbath. Though. That's
yeah,
pretty
definitely,
retro.
yeah, definitely a lot of purple going on. And then this one, this is Anubis
Oh, I did see that one.
Decreation Day. There is a shit ton going on in
Yeah,
here, man.
that's a
Golly,
badass
it's
cover. Yeah.
ridiculous. I love their font too. Let's see, this is He Shimon with four good reasons to punch you in the face. And this EP was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's spoiler alert. That's not one of my EPs of the year, but it is better than I was expecting. So, and obviously, it's funny. So
Yeah.
then, Elevate got that one. Tension Rising with the Last Judgment. Obviously,
Oh wow.
more than likely the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, like we talked about
Mm-hmm.
earlier. But let's see who is
I love
this
to
is.
see everybody's take on the same thing.
I
It's
know.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Because
fucking.
I mean, it just shows that everybody sees things in a different light.
That's the great thing about art. It really is. Then we got Ashen Tomb. This is obviously very very dark, and
Yeah.
a tomb, and then there's a body in the sarcophagus over there. Skate Punk with Skate Punk Metal by Scarlata Music. This was actually better than I was expecting to. I can't remember what I rated it, but it was better than I was expecting. So then we got Underneath with Nothing Here Is Held Sacred. This one's pretty. This was probably the most boring one, but I mean,
Yeah.
even it's even still got a little some interesting things going on. We got Sarah Halter, The Doom That Binds Us.
Mm.
Light to dark, pretty cool. Raven Light with Immemorial. There's Anzalu.
Mm.
Live Sin with Kali Yuga.
Yeah.
Methane, Kill It with Fire. Rexoria with Imperial Dawn. Kind of neat. A little cityscape in the background, a little bit of industrial stuff going on in the back with like some pipes and gears and shit like that.
What's that going on in the middle though? It's kind of like it's a whole different like theme in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this symbol means, but like let's say you got like a cityscape right up
Mm-hmm.
here. So I'm not really sure. It kind of looks like over here off to these bottom corners looks like it kind of made kind of like a little bit of a tunnel. Not exactly
Oh, okay.
sure. We got Hellwalker, Gut Blaster 3000 right here, the chainsaw going
Oh
on.
my god. Mm.
Let's see, we got Iron Asparagus with To Whom It May Concern. Fuck you. So pretty simple. Pretty simple. Negative Blast with Echo Planet, kind of a little bit of kind of a monotone, not a monotone, mono, not even monochromatic. What am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's definitely simple. Red, black, and green. It's pretty much all there is to it. This is Hexer with Abyssal. So
Oh damn.
this is definitely an abstract kind of thing where your eyes can kind of see what they want. There's really no solid forms in this one, but
Mm-hmm.
you kind of can
Oh
see
yeah, I
what.
can see some faces and stuff
Yeah,
in
you see a little bit of stuff in there. Avatar, Dance Devil Dance. I mean, Andreas with his little sinister smile there. So
there.
Age of Ruin.
It was just like one of those like you kids taking kindergarten yearbook pictures, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Smile. It's like I paid $80 for this.
uh,
Age of Ruin. 66 Crusher. That was kind of cool.
oh yeah, I like that.
Let's see. Megaton Sword. Like, look at this. Get
Oh
this.
yeah, is it
Got
like
this going on.
got multiple legs and shit?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Steel Panther on the prowl. Obviously.
That was people don't know that was actually one of Bob Ross's last art that he painted. So it wasn't.
Let's see. We got Necropanther with Betrayal. Baseball bats, shield. Dark dark visages in the background with some, tombstones right there. Iron Walrus, Tales Never Told. Probably see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Probably one of those kind
Gotcha.
of things. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating. The Last Prophecy with Hate Is My Mentor. I'm gonna go. I need to pick this up. We're only into
Yeah, go
March.
ahead.
Raider, our friends with Arched
Oh
Fire,
yeah,
Metallica, you know,
that was a
Overkill
cool
was
album cover.
it was a cool album cover. Overkill, Evermore. Let's see, Numeron, Enforced. That was a cool one.
Oh yeah, a lot going
Let's
on
see,
that
we
too.
got Savage Existence. That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Majesty, Enforcer. That was kind of cool. Burning Witches. That one was awesome.
Ah, love the Burning Witches.
Yeah. Kilo Nova. Pretty simple. Then we got Finality. That was pretty badass.
Oh yeah, it was badass.
Nighthawk, Prowler. They
Tommy
call me
Nighthawk.
Nighthawk. Devil Driver, dealing with demons. That was awesome. Devil Driver's always got cool album covers.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, Demos is Dawn. Godsnake, Eye for an Eye. There's the eye. I
Yep.
lost one.
That's a great album too.
Yep. Road Wolf, Midnight Lightning. This one's got 80s throwback feel to it. Arrival of Autumn, Terrifier. Like I had that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth Angel. Good versus evil. It's the dichotomy of good versus evil.
Yeah.
Forged in Black. That was kind of neat.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Phoebus, the Night Chronicles. As We Suffer, the Fallen Pillars. That was kind of neat.
Oh, I like that one too.
Withering Scorn. That's kind of,
I think we could do like 3 hours of just this.
we really could. we have E-Line's new cover. Very cool. Let's see. This is Velvet Viper. Nothing compares to metal, which this is very true. Bloodletter.
Oh, Blood.
Yeah. Blackening. A little bit of kind of like a
Okay.
mosaic face thing going on. That's kind of neat. The Shredders, which is very cool. That was that.
Okay,
That was
yeah.
that was that album where it was basically more or less an all AI generated album.
Yeah.
It was actually better than I was expecting. It wasn't bad. Shadow Legion. We have Syra, the Vertigo Trigger. Our friends at After Earth, the Rarity of Reason. Death Clock obviously never disappoints with their stuff. Then we have Till the Dirt, which is kind of neat. Bloodthorn. This one was, I don't know. This one really didn't do too much for me. It was a little acid trippy, I guess.
Yeah.
Iron Flame, Compendium. Spillage. Our friends at Spillage,
Yeah.
they always have cool album covers too. Very nice. Evil On, pretty simple. And then obviously this one's real simple. Obviously, Silosis, good album though. Very good album.
Yeah.
Slave Steel with Infieri. I don't know if this is kind of like a good versus evil kind of thing going on. Obviously, it's the shadow of this thing.
Right.
So exactly sure what they're going with there. Alkaloid with Newman, a little bit kind of like a little interstellar going on. Yeah. By Fire and Sword.
The interstellar stuff's always a good mix up.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. It reminds me a little bit of Orden Ogan and Therion. Kind of they kind of have the same kind of thing going on. Then we have Tyrannix. This got a little bit of a a throwback to it, like a little bit of a jungle rot type throwback kind of thing going on.
Definitely colorful.
Yeah, KK's Priest. I mean, look at that shit. Look how well done. Look how well done that is. It's ridiculous. Crazy Mad Ride, Life, Liberty, and Death.
Oh yeah,
America, bitch.
Yeah.
America. Tabahi with Thrash for Justice. We got Iron Savior. They've always got their album covers are always very well done. Very, very well, are very, very colorful Iron Savior's covers always. Then our friends in Eradicated.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Theocracy, Mosaic. Obviously, they got the Mosaic theme going. It's fitting. Blood Lightning. A little bit of a like a 80s kind of horror movie throwback kind of feel.
Yeah.
Angelus Apatrida, Aftermath. Their album covers are always well done too. Then we have Dirtian, New Era Part 4. War Curse, Confession. Persecutor, Vendetta. We have Cemetery Urn. That one's obviously you can definitely tell what genre of music this was.
Yeah.
Of course, the obligatory upside down crosses that are kind of made to look like swords too. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
an interesting take on that. In this moment with God mode, interesting cover. Then we have Kill the King, Elm Street, The Great Tribulation.
That was a good one.
It was a good cover and a good album too.
Yeah, it
I was
was.
surprised by that one. Metal Life Crisis, kind of neat. Bunch of people down here. Well, the skull coming out of the earth, kind of neat. Then we have Sadus, The Shadow Inside. Sadus, that was they made a good comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Then Aortha with Monolith. A lot of cool things going on in the background here. We're almost to the end here. Destructor with Blood, Bone, and Fire. Again, we've got another, surprisingly enough, another set of boobs. Then we got Burden of Grief, Destination Dystopia. A little bit of an abstract take on, a planet, whether it's Earth or not. We have Cobra Spell with 666. Ectomorph. Interesting cover.
That was a good album too.
Yeah. Then we have Imperialist with Quantum. That's actually the end. That's the end of it.
Oh, cool.
So there you go. Didn't plan on doing all of them, but we kind of scrolled through them a little bit faster than I planned on. So not too bad. But yeah, you don't get artwork like that from any other genre. I don't care.
No,
I don't care what anybody says. You don't get it.
That's and like most of it's really, really done really well. So can't wait to see what 2024 has got in store for at least for that too. Because I mean, like even if we don't listen to the albums, I go through and I listen to like something off the album to put on the playlist.
Right.
So when I see the album cover, I'm like, oh shit, I have to write it down. Like, oh, album cover.
Yeah.
so that I can go back and then snag it later. But
hell yeah.
But yeah, so it's definitely interesting to see those sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Even some of the songs start out and it's like, oh man, that's gonna like, oh shit, look at the album cover though.
Yeah. That's the thing is the album covers are almost always a draw, even if the music isn't necessarily, all that great. The album covers are almost always a draw.
All right, I guess we can go into our top picks of the year here. Probably not real quick, but we're going to go through our EP. Go through our EPs first here.
That'll work.
I got. I'll go ahead and kind of go through a couple that was in the mix that didn't make it to the top 5. I had Killanova, Moment of Clarity, that was in the mix and didn't quite make it to the top 5, and then I had Greed Culture, The Death of Us, which I gave 4 horns for a review on it too. So. Definitely worth checking out. I just thought the other 5 were better. At my number 5 was Texas in July Without Reason. That was released on November 17th. It's just pretty simple. Just five songs that hit hard and made it easy to place them in the top 5. I mean, Texas in July never disappoint. To me, I'm not sure if you're familiar with those guys or not, Chris, but they're definitely one of the in that realm of Upon a Burning Body and Orbit Culture type. So,
oh, okay. All right. I'm not, but I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, I love Texas in July. They're a good band. So. Then at number 4, I went with our friends Barrel, Unanticipated Confessions of Love.
Nice.
That was released on June 2nd, 2023. It's just 3 tracks, but they're anything but love songs. I will tell you that. So,
yep.
I would worry more about your neck than your heart. How about that?
Yes.
But definitely a good release from those guys. And it was crazy for them because I mean that was like one of the things where they reached out to us and shared the EP.
They did.
And then we got back to them and said, "Hey, you want to come on the show and talk about it?" They're like, "Yeah." So
yeah,
it was kind of a cool swap there. So
yeah, they did. They headhunted us.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And number 3, of course, I couldn't go without putting a Non-Point EP in the top 5. Non-Point's Heartless. It was released on November 17th as well. Same week as Texas in July, matter of fact, which was crazy. So another late release for the Floridians this year, but much like last year, Ruthless. Let's just say they picked up where they left off in 2022. Definitely five. I think it was 5 tracks. Yeah, 5 tracks. Definitely, definitely kept the non-point sound alive and going. So never disappointed by anything non-points ever done. So number two, number two and one was really hard to me. I kept flip flopping back and forth between these two, placing them as well. I'm just like, oh man, I just want to. I'm like, And I
Yeah.
finally just decided, I'm like, okay, I got to decide. I got to figure out what I like about one more than the other. So, at number two, I had Elevate: The Purpose of Cruelty. It was released January 14th, 2023. They outlasted many to remain at the top of the list. And if you have heard the five relentless tracks, you know why. If not, now you have some. So, but they were the top of the list forever, and for me anyway. Uh, and then my number one EP of the year goes to Contortion, Children of the Snake, released September 15th, 2023. It was hard to knock Elevate down to the second spot, but Contortion released this 6-song EP and took the reins, keeping the Bay Area thrash sound alive. And of course, we always love that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was my reasoning for having Contortion at the number one EP of the year. So,
Nice. All right, my EPs of the year, starting at number 5. I had Unanticipated Confessions of Love by Beryl, released on June 2nd, 2023. Very impressed. Like Jason said, they reached out to us. They sent us their EP in email, and when we both decided it would be a good idea to have them on the show for obvious reasons. Then at number 4, I went with To Whom It May Concern, Fuck You by Iron Asparagus, released on February 2nd, 2023. The only reason why I listened to that was because of the name. That's actually what drew me in, the name of the band.
all
And
the
then
irons are usually good. So
pretty much, that's pretty much, yeah. Any band I've ever listened to, and I can't say I've listened to them all, but any band I've ever listened to with Iron Blank seems to be very, very well done, and this was no exception. Number 3, I went with Decreation Day by Anubis, released on January 13th, 2023. This one was only 2 songs, but they were so well done. And truth be told, the fact that it was 2 songs is probably the reason why it only got up to not the only reason why I got up to number 3, but if they would have done maybe 1 or 2 more songs, I mean, especially with the quality of the 2 songs that were on there, that one could have given my 1 and 2 a run for the money. Number 2, I went with Children of the Snake by Contortion, released on September 15th. But I absolutely do not disagree with your assessment of the EP at all. I echo the sentiment exactly. My number 1 was The Purpose of Cruelty by Elevate, released on January 14th. Contortion absolutely came the closest to knocking this one off the top for me, but I just liked it. I loved the Elevate EP so much. I was like, man, it's just going to really take something special. And Children of the Snake was, man, it was a neck and neck.
that's what I said. I changed it between those two a few times. I was like, all right,
Yeah. So
I gotta figure out something that I like better. And
yeah.
I think it was just that the Contortion had that extra song, and then it was great, and all 6 songs were great quality. So,
Mhm.
I mean, that's kind of what kind of did it for me. It wasn't that, it wasn't that Elevate's album was not. I mean, like I said, it was two, so for me.
Right.
So, and
Yeah.
like I said, I don't think you could go wrong either way
Right. And
with those two. So,
yeah, so for me, Elevate was like the wire to wire winner. Like
right.
they were the top EP of the year for me, basically right off the bat. Of course, that makes sense because it came out in January. But I mean, it was so well done. I was like, man, someone's gonna have a hard time, and
Well,
Contortion did a phenomenal job. They really did. But
I mean,
so,
look at it. You had them at 1, I had them at 2, and it came out in January. That tells you how good the fucking album was.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. And I have a confession to make. I actually and I wrote it down because I have a confession to make. I completely forgot to listen to the Non-Point EP. So I will. I promise you, I will do that. But yep, as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, "Fuck!" I completely forgot. So I did. I completely forgot.
Well, I mean, like I
I
said,
had. I
you
have.
know,
I
we have our picks, and it's hard to like
yeah.
get everything in, even if it's like I missed a lot of big names. Matter of fact, Paradise Lost had an album out, and I forgot about it. So I was just listening to that over the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
trying to see if it would fit in with the top 10 or not. And
Yeah.
you know, of course, we don't know yet, but
Yeah.
we'll
I
get
mean
to that.
I mean, it happens. It happens. I mean,
Yeah,
even with
there's
the
just so
best.
much. There's just so much out there. It's like
Yeah.
we
The
could
e-
easily do. We could easily do the top. Next year we could do the top 24 or 24 or something if we wanted to. I mean, it
it's
ain't
some.
got to be 10, but because it's so hard to put. It's so hard. It's like I don't want to leave anything off. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I want to include a lot of these albums that I can't because there's only 10 slots. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
And that's
but they were
that's
so good. It's
yeah,
like,
and that's the thing. I mean, because we're about to get into our top 10
mm-hmm.
albums of the year, but even the albums that didn't make it, I mean, they're I
They
mean,
were
hell,
amazing albums. I mean,
yeah,
it's
just
not saying anything bad about them because they didn't make it. It
right.
just
That's but it's a what it is it's a testament to the amount, not the band. It's a testament to the amount of good music that absolutely came out that it was
right.
so difficult to knock it down to 10.
Yeah, it
And
was. It was harder this year than it's ever been for me
it
anyway.
was this has been the hardest year because I mean we've done 4 years of this now because even though this is we're starting the fourth year of the
Mm-hmm.
podcast, we still did 2020.
Right.
Our very first show was the 2020 year in review. So
Year in review.
we've done 4 years of our top 10. This has been the most difficult one. It absolutely has. And I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I hope it gets harder every year to do this because if it gets harder, that just means that there's so much good music coming out. So
Do you remember? Do you remember why we did the first show as the 2020 year in review?
no.
It has to do with the whole reason we started the podcast. Dude, that Onslaught album, that Onslaught
Oh yeah, well yeah.
kicked this whole thing off. I mean, it's kind
Yeah,
of like
they
we
absolutely did.
we wanted to make sure, like when we realized that they'd been around as long as they had, we didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
We was like, oh man, we got to make sure. And then that was the thing. It's like, hey, they had an album come out. Let's just start our first show as a 2020 year in review. And that album had come out, so we was able
Made
to
sense.
share that with everyone.
Yeah.
That they were around. So like I said, we talked to somebody, I can't remember who, but I remember talking to one of the guests this year, and they said, "You know what? That's funny you mentioned that because I just discovered them." and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh well, at least we're not alone." So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That's the thing.
like I said, that's one of the reasons we do the show is to try to get more eyes on a lot of these bands that don't have eyes on them. So,
And also why we decided to make the focus what we did, up and coming bands or the band that like Onslaught that has been around but may have for some reason slipped through the cracks. And in Onslaught's case, they had a massive hiatus.
oh yeah,
They had a
yeah,
massive
true.
hiatus. So whether it's a band like that or a band that for whatever reason that we just recently discovered, whether so like Onslaught for us was both
Right.
a band that we discovered at the same time, a band that had been around forever. So and then we just decided to make the focus. Well, what other band needs their name out there or their face out there or their music out there?
Mm-hmm.
And we decided that's but of course we talk about Metallica and Ozzy. We talk about everyone, but our
Mm-hmm.
focus is especially with our guests, that's our focus, getting the up and comers to come on the show.
All right, I guess we're ready to crank into this top 10 list.
Yeah, boy.
I'm gonna give you honorable mentions just to let you know how powerful these albums are.
Yeah.
my honorable mentions, which was like I had like 20, I don't know, 20, 22, I think, somewhere around in there before I narrowed it down to 10.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give the props to the people that actually made it in the mix to conversation. So of course I had Methane's "Kill It with Fire" was in the mix. I had Live Sin's "Kali Yuga," in Zulu X Nihilo, Um, Finality, Technocracy was in there. Ignition,
Mhm.
Vengeance, Eradicated's Descendants, Persecutor, Vendetta, Ectomorph's Vivid Black, Elm Street's The Great Tribulation. And God, it was so hard for me to put them out of the top. God, it was so fucking hard for me. And not only them, Miara had that Hunger Inside, which I thought was a great fucking album. Like if it wasn't for In Flames having an album out at the same time, it may have very well snuck in there. But because they are so influenced by In Flames, you can just tell
Mhm.
it in the music. Then I had As We Suffer, The Fallen Pillars, Avatars, Dance Devil Dance. You know, like it was outside looking in. So for me, anyway, I don't know how you rated it, but anyway. And then I had As We Suffer, The Fallen Pillars, and then I had Eviles, The Unknown, which was also a great fucking album. And then last but not least, and it's hard for me to say this, but on the outside looking in was Metallica 72 Seasons. So I mean, if you think about having
That's
Metallica outside of a top 10,
mhm.
you know, it just lets you know the quality of music that came out in 2023.
Absolutely,
Uh,
because they're not in my top 10 either.
well, there you go. So I mean, it's like you got two diehard Metallica fans that do not have that album in the top 10.
Yep.
Uh, so so definitely, there's definitely reasons for that. It's not because
Yeah.
it wasn't good
Yeah.
at all. I mean, it's an hour of new Metallica. Who the hell wouldn't want that?
Mhm.
But I will kick off at number 10 for me was Crossfire Switch to Reset. It was released December 15th of this year, or to 2020. I keep saying this year. I'm not in 2024 yet. I'm still back there somewhere.
Yeah.
Kicking off the list with this Irish thrash band that snuck in at the last moment. They pulled me in with the sound of brutality and shredded their way to my heart. So lengthy 8-track album though, just shy of a minute and 2 seconds for being an hour.
Nice.
So of course, 10 minutes 44 seconds of that was an instrumental that closed the album out. So not too shy. I think maybe if that wasn't so lengthy, could be talking about a little bit different scenario. But man, an instrumental that is 10 minutes and 45 seconds long is unreal. So,
Mhm.
my number 9 album was Solosis, A Sign of Things to Come. That was released on September 8th, 2023. I think Solosis stormed back in 2023 with this release 10 diverse, fast, and loud tracks, exactly how it should be. Number 8, I had Terrifier, Trample the Wheat, Devour the Dead, released May 23rd, 2023. When your debut album is named Weapons of Thrash Destruction, you damn well better live up to it. So, of course, Terrifier did this year and definitely carried that over that anthem with the sophomore release. So, then my number 7 album was Devil Drivers Dealing with Demons Volume 2. That was released May 12th, 2023. Devil Driver were back to their old ways of causing lots of us extra chiropractic adjustments this year. Uh, only complaint is a couple of the tracks sounded very similar to some of the ones on Dealing with Demons Volume 1, which kind of, you know, but hey, they can give me new Devil Driver every year and I will gladly take it. But
Mhm.
it's still the similarities kind of, like, yeah, it's kind of like, would you just like lazy writing just to get this out, or kind of makes you wonder, but still quality tracks. Obviously, the seven at number 7 for me. So. Number 6, I had War Curse Confession. That was released October 20th, 2023. I just discovered this band with this release, and so glad I did. Reminded me a lot of Metallica's first 5 albums. I think I heard a little bit of like Injustice and Metallica Black Album in this more than I did anything, but definitely could relate back to their first 5 for sure. And they mixed it up really well. Great couple of great soft tones lead ins to shredding guitars on a couple of tracks. And then if you don't find yourself headbanging to this one, you may want to check your pulse. So definitely, definitely a great album. Like I said, not to discredit anything, but that they definitely sounded great with this. You know, I think this was their sophomore release too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but number 5 was, oh my god, like these top 5, man. I had moved them. I told you at one point I moved them like 20 times probably. These top 5 have not been in this order this whole like the whole time. It's been like flip flop, and I'm just like, I gotta figure this out. It was really like I listened to this at work the other day, but Monday or Tuesday before I finally concreted this stuff in. I'm just like, it's really hard. But at 5, I had Overkill Scorched. April 14th was the release on that one. When you've had a band that's been around and producing killer albums for 40 years, how could they not be in the top 5? They were actually in my top 2 for most of the year, but they are legendary and show you why they are. So, number 4, I had In Flames Foregone, released February 10th, 2023. The beauty of the track placement stuck with me on this. They kicked it off with the beginning of all things that will end, and the last song of the album was called In the Transmission. So they began it and ended it. So thought that was kind of cool. And everything in between took my ears on the most enjoyable roller coaster ride I've had in a while. So In Flames show why they were on the biggest tours of 2023 for sure. So then, of course, 3, I had Angela Sapotrita Aftermath. Of course, that was released October 20th. No way Angela Sapotrita wasn't going to make the list. We carried their flag for a few years now. They roared back into 2023 with Aftermath, and they did not disappoint. I would have placed this one higher on the list if there wasn't so many guests on the album. I think we had talked about that before.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, not like they needed the help anyway, but it's
Right.
still a phenomenal album, though. It's a great album. So. And then the 1 and 2 kind of flip flopped a lot for me. The last 3 were, I had Overkill at 3, I had Overkill at 2, I've had Overkill at 1 at some point in the year. Just kind of, just really like, I think like one of these albums I forgot about, so I had to go back and listen to it back in October. And then once I listened to it, I'm like, dude, this fucking killer. So anyway, number 2 I had was Repentance: The Process of Human Demise. That was released on September 1st. Another discovery for me on the sophomore release. Aggressive would be putting their sound lightly. When you release 12 tracks that melt your face off, you get a number 2 spot on the best albums of 2023. And then my number 1 album of the year, I went with Metal Church, Congregation of Annihilation, released May 26th. I know the band's been doing this for 40 years. I honestly think this is the best they've sounded in a long time, dude. Like, it was phenomenal. They definitely build on their foundation very well from start to finish. This was a masterpiece, so why not lead the pack, right? So,
there you go.
There you go.
Very nice. I love that every week, like I alluded to earlier in the show, that every week, because like same thing with our album covers, we had some that were the same, but by and large our lists were completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the fact that when it comes to our album reviews, we each, of course, like Metallica, and there are certain albums when they come out, obviously we both listen to them. But as far as, on a weekly basis, we're going in blind 99.9% of the time. We're listening to a band that's new to us, and it's going to be reflected in these top 10 lists. And you're going to find out here in just a second.
This is the thing. So we're probably going to get heat for a lot of this and be like, oh, how can you not put the Cannibal Corpse in there or something? I'm like, okay, did you listen to any of the 10 albums that I just listed? Then that's fine. But, if you don't listen to it all, then you can't say
right. And I'll be completely honest. I haven't listened to the new Cannibal Corpse. I haven't heard it.
I did. I actually heard it.
I haven't heard it. I haven't listened to it. Will I? I don't know. I can't sit here and say if I will or not. I have no idea. I'm not going to make any promises. But but they're the only hint I will give about my list there are some songs that you had that I have in different spots.
Yeah.
So, leading off, number 10, I had Monolith by Aortha, which was released on September 8th, 2023. This was a band that I had not heard of until this year when they actually became one of our followers on Instagram.
That's right. Yeah.
Once I saw that they began following us on Instagram, I gave them a follow back. And when I saw that they had an album come out, I gave it a listen. And this is a band that has multiple lead singers. One of them just happens to be Kyle Thomas of Exhorder. So that's very cool.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that's very cool.
I do remember reading that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an album that's got, don't get me wrong. It's pretty much just a balls to the wall. Not not primarily thrash album, but I mean, you know, when Kyle Thomas is a part of it, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be thrash centric, and it was. But I mean, it wasn't just straightforward thrash all the way through. You know, there were, you know, Kyle Thomas has got a little bit of an aggressive, clean vocal style, so that's in there. There's a female vocalist whose name escapes me at the moment, so there's a little bit of that in there. There are little sprinkles of some guttural vocals in there, so there's vocal wise, there's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Number 9, I had When Angels Kill by Fifth Angel, released on June 16th, 2023. This is mainly a power metal album, but what I like is the album starts a story, and then each song is a chapter in the story and flows all the way
I
through
like
to
that.
the
Yeah,
end. So it
it's
was
pretty
very,
cool.
very cool. Number 8, I had Kill It With Fire by Methane, released on January 27th, 2023. This one just kind of grabbed a hold of me from, you know, from the word go, and just really didn't let go. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was very well done. Number 7, The Dark Tower by Burning Witches, released May
Ah,
5th, 2023. This is a band that's gonna go places. They absolutely are. You know, this quintet of females is gonna go far. They're absolutely gonna go far.
and
I
I
mean,
think they got I think they got a lot of unnecessary, you know, you know, trash talking toward them when they replace the lead singer of the band on this one. But
it happens.
I think it's fine, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, I like what they did with previous, but I'm digging this too. So
yeah. So yeah, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Like I say, they're gonna be a force to be
oh yeah.
reckoned with in metal in general, and then more specifically, you know, as far as like metal bands that are, you know, female led. But I
Hmm.
mean, as far as a complete ensemble cast of all females, I mean, they're gonna just be right there at the top. I just have a feeling. Number 6, Kill the King, with their self-titled album, which was released on November 3rd. This is a thrash metal band out of India, and this is their debut album, and I was absolutely thoroughly impressed. I mean, just nonstop, nothing but fast pace from the word go. I mean, just nothing but old school thrash riffs played just at a insane clip. Drums, you know, just gallopy, you know, heavy bass drum, double bass is phenomenal. Just debut album from a band out of India, just incredible.
That's it. That's even more crazy. Just
Yeah,
to hear that's from out of India. That's pretty awesome.
yeah. Number 5, A Sign of Things to Come by Silosis, released on September 8th. Admittedly, I have never been the biggest Silosis fan, but when I saw that they were coming out with a new album, I was definitely intrigued at what it was going to sound like, and I was actually impressed. This is probably, man, I sitting here, I can't say I've ever listened to everything that Silosis has done, but this has been the best of what I have heard of their
Hmm.
stuff. It actually kind of blew me away. So they're at number 5 for me. Number 4, Dance Devil Dance by Avatar, released on February 17th. To me, Avatar just doesn't miss.
Oh, that's a
They
great
just
album.
they just don't miss as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they have such diversity. Whether you're talking about, you know, Andreas's freaking vocal style, we've talked about it multiple times. Just the things he can do with his voice, you know, the range of his cleans, the aggressiveness of his screams and gutturals, and just they don't play a single style of metal. They
Right.
don't
They
play
don't.
one single style. It's all over the place, and
Mhm.
it's always so good. To me, they, like I say, to me they just don't miss. So that was one of the albums I was looking forward to the most. It came out in February, and it was on my radar the whole year. Number 3, Trample the Weak, Devour the Dead by Terrifier, released on May 23rd. This one, I mean, I hadn't heard of this band until this album, and they absolutely thrashed
Hmm.
thrashed my face off. It was insane how good this album was to me. I mean, I was so impressed. And like you said, what was the name of their first album?
Weapons of
What
Thrash
I
Destruction.
mean, yeah, I mean you can't argue with that. It's insane, and I'm gonna go back and listen to that album too. But yeah, so Terrifier, they have they really have a chance to, as far as the thrash metal genre, you know, potentially be a mainstay for a
Mhm.
while. My one and two, it was one and two, then it was one and two, then it was one and two, then it was one and two. Like son of a bitch, how am I gonna?
Yeah, been there.
Yeah. So number two, Aftermath by Angela Sapotrita, released on October 20th. Like you said, there was no way in hell that they weren't going to be on the list somewhere.
Right.
Um, what I liked about this album is it was it was the self-titled album kind of turned up a notch. And what I
Hmm.
like is that Guillermo kind of showed a little bit more of his range in
Hmm.
this on this album. They added a little bit more melody to it, which I liked because what it did was even though it was still very thrash dominated because they're a thrash band, and
Right.
it was still very up tempo and angry and aggressive and in all the best ways. The melody that they added a very well placed bit of diversity in the album because I mean to whom it may concern, that track was like 8 minutes long, and it even had some
Hmm.
ballady parts to it. But I mean, the composition was very well done. The first single, "Cold," a banger, it was an absolute banger. I didn't really. I'm glad that Angel Sapotrita is getting to the point where they're getting people who want to come and guest on the album, but the like you alluded to, the I think the amount of guests that were on the album was a little bit of a detractor for me.
Well, I think if it,
Maybe.
I think not only that is like a lot of the bonus tracks were live versions of songs we already knew.
Well,
So
yeah, I
it's
didn't
kind of
really.
like,
Yeah, I didn't really.
well, no, the thing
Yeah, I
is
didn't.
like, I don't, I think if you just done one or the other,
Yeah,
it may have had a little bit of a better outcome in for me anyway. I
yeah.
mean,
I can agree with that. And then, but I mean, Angel's. I am. Yeah, I'm gonna fly the flag for Angela Sapotrita
hmm,
until they're done. I mean, I want that band. I want that band to be huge everywhere. I know they're big in Europe. They
yeah,
need to be
need
big
to
over
be
here.
here in the states, yeah.
People over here in the states really need to listen to Angela Sapotrita and hook onto them, especially the thrash metal fans in this country. They
Hmm.
really need to know this band. They absolutely do. Because I mean, hell, they've been around. I mean, this is I can't even remember what album this is. Their eighth album,
I
something
think
like
it's
that.
80.
Yeah,
Let me
I mean,
real quick.
they've been around. You know, they've been around for like 15 years, and they keep and the quality of their albums just keeps getting better and better and better. So yeah, the people in the United States, they need to know who Angela Sapotrita is. And then my number one album, uh, this one this one became my number one album of the year pretty much right away, and I was kind of seeing if something was going to knock it off its perch. And like I say, it went back and forth with Angela Sapotrita, you know. But my album of the year was "Scorched" by Overkill. Came out April 14th, and it was I mean from start to finish, I couldn't find a single problem with it. Bobby Ellsworth's voice, it's gotten a little bit gravelly over the years, but I mean
It's still great though, man.
his range has not diminished one note that I can tell. He can still fucking wail. I mean, I mean the guitar playing is otherworldly. Like I say, to me, I couldn't find fault with it. It was, when I first listened to it back in April, I was like, man, good luck. And as far as I was concerned, I didn't hear anything that could beat it. So my album of the year is Scorched by Overkill. So
All right, we'll throw this up here. This is our best of 2023 playlist there. If you want to check that out, there it is. Put that there because we're about to go into our top 10 songs of 2023,
Yep.
which is even harder to do than to put 10 albums together.
Yeah, it
So,
was. It
uh,
was.
but I mean, I think I had the first few pretty much planned out. The thing about this is like because I had some favorite songs off of albums I didn't put in the top 10. It wasn't because
Oh yeah, that's
because I liked certain songs off of the album better than I did on the whole album, but the whole album was better than that whole album. I
no.
guess
That
that makes
makes
any sense.
that no.
Uh,
That makes total sense. It absolutely makes total sense.
yeah, but I will. I'll start this out then. I guess my number 10 song of 2023 was Avatar Dance Devil Dance. I thought that was a great track from the title track of the album, obviously. Uh, then my number 9 song was Silosis Deadwood. That
Oh,
was
that was a good one.
it's a damn good song.
That was a good
Uh,
one.
and like I said, I kind of went by how often that I thought I listened to a lot of these. I'm just like, man, there's the top 2 songs are on my repeat list very often. So it's kind of like uh, uh, you know even four or five songs on this list come on my headset while I'm working out most of the time. So it's kind of like they're in my go tos. So
Mm-hmm.
for the year anyway. So number 8, I had Upon a Burning Body Kill Shot. That was a single that was released on November 6th. So I'm looking forward to that album probably hopefully being released this year. So then I had 7 was 9 Points Heartless. Uh, it was one of the ones that's all it seems to always be in my rotation no matter what I'm doing. So number 6, which is going to surprise you because it was my album of the year, but Metal Church's "Pick a God and Pray" was my number 6 song. Because you have singles that come out that aren't albums. So I mean,
Right.
you kind of got to look at that too.
Yeah, I
Um,
get it.
yeah. Number 5 was In Flames, "Meet Your Maker." That's probably one of the best songs on that album, in my opinion. Um, number 4 was Elevates, "The Purpose of Cruelty." Like I said, just because those guys didn't make the top of the list, there's still songs on there that are pretty powerful and stay in the rotation. So number 3 was you kind of talked about this song earlier was Angel Sapatria's "Cold." Man, I
Mm-hmm.
love that fucking song. That song is so fucking good.
Yes, it is.
Um, and like I said, it comes on like pretty regularly on my stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
actually heard it on the radio station the other day. I was like, yes. I can't control a lot of what comes on there, so when something comes on, I'm like, oh right.
Hell yeah.
My number 2 song was our friends over in East Tennessee, Halo Scars, "The Crownless King." It was a single released by them on April 1st. April Fool's release there for you. So,
Yep.
and that's like I said, that song right there, man. I just when I've heard it, we've heard it live. Oh man, it's so fucking.
Mm-hmm.
And then my number 1 song, man, this song, I listened to this thing probably once a day since it got released. I'm not even going to lie, dude. That's how good it is. And my number 1 song was "The Ghost Inside," Death Grip. It was actually a single released on November 7th. And if it's any indication of how this album's going to be, it's probably going to be, it's probably going to be up there. It's probably going to be up there.
The Ghost Inside, huh?
Yeah. That Death Grip song is so fucking good.
I'll check it out.
Oh man, I was like, man, if I could come out to wrestling again, I'd probably use this.
All right. Well, my top 10 songs of the year, leading off, going from 10 to 1. Number 10, I had "Steel Melter" by Primal Fear off of their new album Code Red. Primal Fear never disappoints
Mm-hmm.
me. I know not everyone's a power metal fan, but man, Ralph Sheepers, man, he's got one of those voices that is, to me, is unmistakable. And again, it's one of the, like, I didn't even have that album in my top 10, but again, just
Right.
the one song, it doesn't have to be, like you said, absolutely doesn't have to be. It's memorable for a reason, but it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be like an indictment of an album. It doesn't have to be, whatever. Cat's over there scratching on the door.
Mm.
Number 9 was, I had "Crownless King" by Halo Scars. Number 8, I had "Thrash for Life" by Contortion. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, just aside from the song being as good as it was, I mean, thrash for life. I mean, for Christ's sake, it's in the name. Number 7, I had Kill It With Fire, the title track from Methane's album. Number 6, I had Ferryman from Ashes Rain. Very, very much looking forward to, you know,
Yes, I am too.
the rest of the singles that are going to be coming out this year.
And
Number
and that
5,
was my 11 song, by the way.
I
So.
see. Yeah, there you go. Number 5, Red Flag from our buddies at One of the
Oh yeah,
Last. That that may be that might be my favorite song of theirs so far.
yeah.
And
I think it's the guitar riff. It's
it's
pretty great.
yeah,
It's kind of distinctive.
yeah, it is. And the funny thing is like John even said that he thinks that's actually going to be the weakest song of the song
Yeah,
list.
that's even crazy. Yeah.
That when he said that, I was like, oh my Lord, are you kidding? So I mean, he is definitely setting the bar very high. Number 4 was Maximus Metalis by Aorta off of their album Monolith. Number 3, The Dirt I'm Buried In by Avatar off of Dance Devil Dance. That's,
Good one too.
God, so good. Number 2, Scorched, the title track from Overkill's album Scorched. And then my song of the year was Angelus Apatrida Cold.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Like we have a lot of the same stuff, just in different order. So it's
Yep. Yep.
yeah, pretty cool.
It's surprising and not at the same time. So
Yeah. So, all right. So we did decide to do a theme of the week for you guys.
yeah, we did.
This week. Kind of got with Chris and said, "Hey, let's do a theme of the week." And since it's a new year, we're going to do old and new. So
That's
I
right.
in with the new, right? So I got the old side of it because I'm older. I guess I don't know why he did that to me, but I'm lying. He
I was
asked
going to say that was your idea. Won't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
Yeah, but oh man, so yeah, theme of the week, old and new. I only have 10 here, but I probably will add some stuff because, like I said, I was kind of rushing to print this out, and I had like 30 minutes left before the show before I could like dig in anymore. So
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'll probably dig into some more and add some more. But
That'd be fine.
no, I got 10, so I wanted to make sure I at least got that. So
Okay.
I kicked it off with Machine Heads, Old, from Burn My Eyes,
Mm-hmm.
1994. Then I had Make Them Suffer, Old Souls. That was from the Old Souls album in 2015. Then went with Rage, Great Old Ones, from Sound Chaser 2003. This is a band I kind of found researching, and I'm digging it, man. I think I'm gonna go back and check out some stuff.
I
But
love
it's a
that.
band called Textures. The song's called "Old Days Born Anew." That's from an album called Silhouettes. It was released in 2008. Then I went with Partway Drive, Old Ghosts, New Regrets from Atlas 2012. Another one that I kind of come across, and I actually remember this once I come across it, but I can't remember what playlist it's on because it's just a single that came out this year, but it's by a band called Seaside Massacre, Old Death, A New Grave. Like I said, it was a single just released this year, so I can't remember. I do remember putting it on one of the playlists once I heard it. I said, "Oh yeah, that's on one of the playlists," but which one it is, I can't
remember. Right.
Then I went with Evil, New Truth, Old Lies from Skull 2013.
Nice.
Yeah, went with Forearm, An Old Man Dies from the Empire of Death 2010. Then went with Testament, New Eyes of Old from Demonic 1997. That was the one I kind of said had new and old in it. So
yep.
I was like, well, maybe he won't get that one.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Then, oh, nice. Then the last one I had was Overkill, Old Wounds, New Scars from the Electric Age 2012.
Nice. All right. Very, very nice. All right. So I had, like Jason said, I had the new side. I ended up, I think I ended up with like 21. Yeah, I think that's how many I ended up with. So leading off, I had the New Order by Testament off of the New Order from 1988. Then I had New World Order by Megadeth off of 13 from 2011. Kind of one of Megadeth's more underrated albums, from their later catalog.
You put the down, 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 down.
I didn't, but it was in my head the whole goddamn time. It
Yeah,
really
too
was.
sweet.
Yeah. Then
Uh,
I had A New Level by Pantera off of Vulgar Display of Power from 1992. Then I got a Vinny and Dime I got a Vinny and Dime twofer, and I got a twofer on
oh,
the album.
nice.
I got Breathing New Life off by Damaged Plan off of Newfound Power
There
from
you go.
2004. So then I got, let's see, I had New Colossal Hate by Lamb of God off of their self-titled album from 2020. Such a good song. I fucking love that
Hmm.
song. Then I had New Land by Avatar off of Feathers and Flesh from 2016. Then I had New Rage by Artillery off of The Face of Fear from 2018. Then I had Brave New World by Iron Maiden off of Brave New World from 2000. I know that's probably not a lot of people's go to Iron Maiden album, but
Right.
I always thought Brave New World was kind of a little on the underrated side. But then I had New Machine by Overkill off of Horoscope from 1991. I actually almost went with that old wounds, new scars. I almost went with that one, but I went with New Machine first. So then I had New Abortion by Slipknot off of Iowa from 2001. Then I had New Faith by Slayer off of God Hates Us All from 2001. Then I had New World Comin' by Accept off of Blood of the Nations from 2010. Then I had Welcome to the New World by Iron Savior off of Skycrest from 2020. Then I had NWO by Ministry, which obviously stands for New World Order, off of Psalm 69 from 1992. Then I had New Dead Masters by Municipal Waste off the Fatal Feast from 2012. Then I had New Land from Rage off of Resurrection Day from 2021. Then I had Dawn of the New Centurion from Hatriot off of Dawn of the New Centurion from 2014. Man, I tell you what, man, not for nothing, but Hatriot, that band, that other band that Steve Souza
Hmm.
is in, god
Yeah.
damn, they are
Yeah.
good. Man, they're good. Then I had Slave New World by Sepultura off Chaos AD from 1993. Then I had Reality, A New Beginning by Fight off of War of Words from 1993. Then, last but not least, I had Renewal from Creator off of their compilation from 1992.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll get that playlist. Well, I already got it started.
Yeah.
I'll send it to Jason so he can add his, and he can even add as many as he wants, and then we'll get it shared for you guys. And as always, if you're a member of the Facebook group, you'll be able to add any songs you want to it for 7 days. So, kind of one of the perks of being a member of the Facebook group. So,
Well, as long as it's in
as
the
long
realm
as as long as it's
of the topic.
that's right, as long as it's in keeping with the theme. Because there have been a couple times where I've kind of had to remove some songs that
Hmm.
people have added. So not that we don't appreciate it, but like I say, these are these are theme specific. So
Yeah. If you want to listen to songs like that, email us at metalheadsusa@gmail.com and we'll put it on the radio station.
damn straight.
So, so that you can click over there and hear your favorite song at some
Yep.
point. Like I said, I have no idea. It's on an auto DJ and it's on a shuffle, so I have no idea
Mhm.
what. I mean, I have to go in and reset it. Like once I add, usually when I add some stuff, I'll reset it just so it picks up the new stuff and throws it in the shuffle. But other than that, I mean, it's not much I can do about. I can put it next in queue though, so if you do that and you want to hear it at a certain point, let me know.
Yeah.
We can definitely put it in the play at a certain point or something. So I have access to that anywhere, so I can add and play whatever whenever. So
Yeah.
just have to let us know that, or even message us on the Facebook page or something and say, hey,
Or yeah, any of the social media, yeah, the Facebook,
say,
email.
hey, can you guys play this? And we'll see what we can do. So,
Yep.
which I still need to get Chris trained up on all that stuff. I still haven't
Yeah.
done that yet.
I would like to be able to share a little bit of that burden with you. Yeah.
All right. So, do you have a list for next week's releases? Or
I do. I absolutely do.
awesome, awesome.
Let's see. Coming up for January 12th of 2024. Leading off, we have Alluvial with Death is But a Door. That's an EP. Artificial Heaven with Digital Dreams. The Awesome Machine with It's Ugly or Nothing. That's a re-release. Bronson Arm with a self-titled album. Cariosis with Will Until Beauty. Casey with How to Disappear. The Clamps with Mega Mouth. Crucifier with Hell is for the Hopeful. Domination Campaign with A Storm of Steel. Drown in Sulfur with Dark Secrets of the Soul. Edenia with Another Place. Email Bulls with Love Will Fix It. Empire Demolition with Defenstration. Engulf with The Dying Planet Weeps. Escuela Grind with Death Metal, that's an EP. Exit Eden with Femme Fatales. Our friends in Extinction AD have their Ruthless Intent EP coming out. That's
Mhm.
going to be a must
Y'all
listen for sure.
setting the bar early.
Yes, they are. Gothany with a self titled album. The Grandmaster with Black Sun. Infant Island with Obsidian Wreath. Inversia with Through the Black Bubble. Iron Front with Hooked. Jim Paterick and World Stage with Roots and Shoots, Volume 1. We have Kernock Seti with Restos, that's an EP. We have Kruna with The Rhythmus of Death Eternal, that's an EP. Last in Time with Too Late. Life Sick with Love and Other Lies, that's an EP. Magnum with Here Comes the Rain. Morning Dawn with The Foam of Despair. Neil Morse with The Restoration, Joseph Part 2. Nobody's Fool with Time. No Terror in The Bang with Heal. Oathbringer with Tales of Valor, Psycho Ward with Committed, Ravenstein with 2024, that's fitting, Ritual Earth slash Kazak with Turned to Stone, that's a split album, of course, Russell and Guns with Medusa. We have Ryujin with a self-titled album. We have Savus Finis with Facilis Descensus Averno, Sabotage India with Pishak, Sea of Consciousness with a self-titled album, Split Knuckle with Breathing Through the Wound, Ultimatum with Among Potential States, that's a re-release, Wizard Cage with a self-titled album, Zephyr with No Signal, Yersin with The Scythe is Remorseless, and Zero Cipher with New Metal. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah, so that's gonna be the list for next week.
Nice. Yep. And then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled playlist next week too. So I didn't do a new week playlist because I kind of included the last week of December and the first week of January in the last playlist I did.
Yep.
So it kind of covered those two because there wasn't a lot in either week. So I just decided, I said, you know what, it'd probably be better just to combine those, do the top of 2023 the following week, and then get back in the routine the following week. So
Right.
that's kind of where we're at. So just trying to get back on track is going to be
Right.
the
Yeah.
big thing. So
Yep. But yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to kind of as far as like our albums of the year, EPs of the year, songs of the year, if you guys want to like send us some of your picks, do that. Send them, email them to us at
yeah,
metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com. Shoot them to us on Facebook, on any of the social media platforms, on anything. Because I mean, everyone probably has different lists, and that is what is the great thing about these lists. Is there's never going to be. I mean, odds are low, but not zero. But
right.
odds are you're never going to have the exact same list as somebody else. And there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. There's
yeah, and then we
nothing wrong with that.
and then we've kind of talked about doing the albums of a different year, yesteryears. I guess we kind of started at one point and got away from it, and
We
I think we had talked about doing it again. So
Yeah, we're kind of overdue to put up a poll and have people vote on
yeah,
a year.
yeah, that's one of the reasons I did it, is to kind of get people involved a little bit. So
Yeah, that's
and I
not.
think we got a lot more involvement now than we had before. So
I think
might be
so. Yeah,
might be a little interesting to do that now. So uh,
it's definitely not a bad idea. Definitely not a bad idea.
yeah.
Well, and one thing we haven't done is we haven't done a what if in
Oh
a
man, yeah, we
long
haven't.
time. We haven't done a what
Mhm.
if in a long time. I don't think we did one at all in 23. To be honest with you,
Did we not?
I don't think we
Oh
did.
wow.
I'd have to look back, but I don't think we did.
We may not have. It's kind of one of those things where you really got to think about stuff, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta think about the Mandela effect of it all.
Yeah, yeah,
You really
exactly.
do.
All
But I
right.
mean,
Well,
last year we had, and don't get me wrong, this is not a complaint, but I mean, last year we had so many guests that I
right.
mean,
Yeah, we did have a lot of guests
yeah,
last
so
last year.
that's definitely not a complaint at all. So
We almost doubled it from the year before. Not
yeah,
quite, but almost. So it's definitely hoping to do a half dozen to 10 more every year.
yeah,
That would be kind
that'd
of
be
nice.
great.
So just gotta start listening to new stuff and hitting up some inboxes and say what's up, man.
Yep.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about this shit. I want to know more about this album.
Yeah.
Maybe we can even talk to Rick about coming back on for Extinction AD or something. That'd be pretty cool. So,
Oh, I'd love to talk to him again.
yeah,
I bet he'd be more than happy to come on. Well,
maybe hit him up and see if he wants to talk about the new EP or something. So
yeah. Find out
what's
how many.
coming, what's coming up, and they did it. And plus we could talk to him about all the stuff they did because man, they were busy in 2023. I was trying to like, when I was touching base with all the older bands, like, hey man, what's going on? Everything cool? Or what's going on? And uh, it's kind of those kind of type scenarios. And every time I was going to do that, I seen where they were like on tour in Europe or Australia or somewhere crazy. I'm just like, wow, that's cool as fuck that they're doing all that. So,
Mm-hmm. Yep. It is nice to be able to, like, because we checked in with John O'Connor, we checked in with
yeah,
Vinny, so it's I would also, I mean, hell, I may I may send like a message to, because we talked about him early in the show, may check in with Hext and you know
yeah. I
just
sent them some stuff when we got our merch a
yeah,
while back and
yeah,
touched base with them, told them I
just
appreciated the merch and all that
yeah,
good stuff.
just say hi and congratulations, and you know extend an invitation, they, if they've got some stuff that they're working on or whatever, but like, hey, you're anytime, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
Yeah.
I'd be more than happy to. I'd be more than happy to have any of our guests back on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
we can be around going, what the fuck?
I know that's so funny, so good,
Uh,
it's so good.
yeah.
But yeah, man, we could definitely reach out to Rick. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Devil, I've talked to them a few times. They're uh, kind of up in the air about what they want to do. So I think they finally got their I can't remember what they were looking for, a bassist drummer. I don't remember, but whatever it was, they finally got that field, and now they're trying to like determine whether they want to try to tour off of their last album or just go back in the studio and make and maybe even an EP just to have some new stuff, and then go out on the road and kind of promote
Right.
both. Which kind of makes sense. I
It
mean,
does.
it's been a minute, so you kind of want to make sure don't let people forget that's
Yeah.
out there. So
Yeah. And considering that Avenged Sevenfold doesn't sound like Avenged Sevenfold anymore,
right there you go. They got a niche. They got it sewed
yeah.
up. So
I almost thought we were going to get through uh, this episode of the year in review without talking about how shit that album was, but here we are. It was
well,
garbage.
yeah. Well, I mean that's definitely probably both our disappointment of the year.
Oh,
I'm sure. So
it absolutely is.
yeah.
It's my biggest disappointment of the year.
In,
Uh,
in this moment, I actually did a little better than last time, but not
yeah,
a whole lot. Not a
yeah.
whole lot.
I was just about to say, in this moment, yeah, I I don't know. I would say that overall I'm still disappointed with In This Moment, but
yeah, but not definitely
this
better than
album
the
was
last.
this album was definitely better than the last one, but it wasn't was not
Mm-hmm.
as bad as that Avenged Sevenfold album.
Yeah,
It was
right. Yeah,
so
it was.
bad.
Yeah, which I can't
So
say.
bad.
Like one of my bosses at work's a big Avenged Sevenfold fan, and every
That's
time
the
I
thing.
say
I
that,
am
he's
too.
he's like he's like, dude, I'm gonna fire you. It's like I was like, well, first off, you're not my manager, so you can't fire me. But
Right. And
it's
that's the thing, is I'm a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan too. And I'm just
well, I mean, that's why it's disappointing. I
yeah,
mean,
that's
because
why it's disappointing.
you're a huge fan, and you thought maybe they were trying to get back to their roots or something, and they're further away from it.
Yeah.
More than trying to grasp a hold of it. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
at least the
I don't know.
stage had one or two songs that was decent, but
Yeah. But there was
well,
not a single.
I mean, there may have been one or so I could tolerate out the doing, but I mean, maybe one. That's probably about
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah, I can't think of one song that I liked in its entirety. I mean, there were a few bits and pieces
Hints
here and
and
there. I mean, there were like some teases of like old school, like a guitar riff or a drum line here and there. Somebody's like,
right,
"Oh, why didn't you just expand off of that?" But
right.
just a total miss as far as I was concerned. That new Event Sevenfold. Like I say, that's just me. I've
Right.
read
Same. I mean, we're
yeah, I've read articles where some people like it, and I,
each their own, I guess.
yeah, absolutely, teach their own.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we appreciate everybody. Like I said, stopped in today in the chat. We appreciate Sepsis that stopped in for a few minutes. My wife, of course, with her smart ass remarks.
I would expect
Uh,
nothing less.
yeah, well, I'll say that now because she's asleep. But
Yeah,
and we had Dana and of course Aunt Amy in the chat
Dana
as
and
well.
Amy. Yep.
Our usual two
Our
that
yep. Our hey,
uh,
there's
almost
nothing wrong with
almost in
regulars.
every week. No, shit,
Nothing wrong
no.
with regulars. Absolutely not.
And then of course, if you're watching, you can see the stream down at the bottom for the 24/7 radio station at www.trulyradio.247. Oh, wait a minute. Stream dot trulyradio247. Sorry. .com/8006/stream to
Yep.
get over to the Metalheads radio station there.
Yep.
There is, I did spend a pretty good bit of the time while we were off putting new stuff on there. So
Nice.
hopefully it mixes it up a little bit. So
Yep. Very cool.
uh, you just can't
Yep.
get away from Testament and Megadeth because that's pretty much the majority of the music that's on there. So
Yeah.
they just had, I mean, it's honestly, it was just because they happen to be in our playlist. I kind of go from that and then add to the radio from that. So
Right. Yep. But yep, you got the radio station, got the aforementioned Metalheads Unite USA at gmail.com. We got metalheadsuniteusa.com for the merch store. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok and X and Rumble, our YouTube channel, Facebook group. As always, that's our avatar, or not our avatar, our that's our thumbnail for the Facebook group, the Facebook group and the Facebook page. So, the
right.
page and the group are different. The page is public, the group is private.
Mm-hmm.
So like I say, there are benefits to being a member of the group. Like I say, when the playlists are compiled, you have the ability to, contribute to the theme of the week playlist. We do our best to keep the content current on both. It is a little bit easier on the group than it is the page, but we try to do the best we can for both. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. YouTube channel, Rumble, Instagram, TikTok, X. No, I think we pretty much got it covered.
Twitch.
Pretty much got it covered. Oh, wait, Twitch. Shit, I forgot about Twitch. That's what it was. Forgot about Twitch. Sorry about that.
No.
But yeah, we're pretty easy to find. I will be back next week with Metalhead Minute and Spotify. Man, all the playlists are there. All of our interviews are there. So you don't have, if you want to listen to an interview, you can listen to it on Spotify. You don't necessarily have to go to YouTube to watch it. So that's kind of cool. So,
and the best of 2023 show, I decided I am going to upload to Spotify. So
yeah, well, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
We don't usually do our regular shows, but being a year in review, I think put that on there. Just
makes sense to me. Oh, shit. I forgot. I actually listened to. I actually have an album review. I listened to just real quick because I mean they actually they don't have a Encyclopedia Metallum page. I listened to the EP Blackfin by the band Into the Deep. They are a death metal band. They were formed in Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't know when. As far as I know, this is their debut EP. They are a trio consisting of Mike and Eric Hambright. Mike is on vocals, guitar, and bass. Eric is on vocals and guitar, and Phil Chico is on vocals and drums. So they all kind of contribute to the vocals.
okay.
Little bit of not really a full-fledged death metal band. There is one song on the EP, which is 6 tracks long, 25 and a half minutes approximately. It's all, you know, into the deep, Blackfin. It's all water themed, ocean, predominantly sharks,
Gotcha.
predominantly shark. But
Da, da,
um,
da, da, da,
yeah,
da, da,
it's
da.
most of it. I would say most of it is mid tempo. There are some up tempo songs kind of towards the end. Um, it's not too bad. The it's not all guttural vocals. There is one song on the EP that's more of a, it's not a ballad at all, but it's a lot slower tempo, a little more dark and deliberate, but it's completely clean throughout. So it's a little bit of a departure from like a normal death metal album. I'm
Mhm.
gonna give this one 3 horns out of 5.
Uh, all right. Well, with that being said, I guess we can wrap this one up. So that was the 2023 year in review and a little bit of 2024 news for you in the beginning there. So birthdays and whatnot.
Oh
So
shit!
last,
Damn, I think a downpour just started here at my house. Good lord!
yeah, I think I just heard it dropping out there.
Damn.
Again, I want to extend a thank you to everybody that listened, all the bands that came on last year. We truly appreciate it. We will be having 2023 t-shirts made for the world tour, kind of like we did in 2022.
Yep.
As soon as I get that together, I will uh, put it out there on how to get in touch with us to get one of those. So I do plan on having the equipment within the next month. So hopefully by mid February we'll have everything worked out where I can. Because actually, I'm just going to print them myself because it's just as easy to do that than it is to pay somebody.
Right.
Well, the thing is, I'd have to pay ungodly amount of money, and then I'd have to upcharge from that, which I don't think is fair.
No.
A fair price. $40 for a shirt from us is not fair, in my opinion. So, I
No.
mean, we're not on stage doing anything, so
Yeah.
not technically, but
Yeah. Hell, $40 for a T-shirt even gives me pause at a show.
yeah, sometimes yeah, it just
Yeah. So
depends.
there's been times where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Not to say that I haven't done it, but there's been a
Yeah.
few times where I'm just like, man, do I want this shirt bad enough? So
Yeah. Well, I think I paid 40 for the one I'm wearing, so which and then again, that could have been upcharged just for the trying to because they're sharing with the estates of Dime and Vinny. So,
right.
uh, and if it's to help that cause, then I'm good. I'm good with it. So, but,
Yeah.
but anyway, hopefully we will be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming, unless something happens with an interview. I haven't.
Right.
I think the plan was after next week anyway,
I think it was. Yeah.
from what we were discussing. So we'll definitely have a regular show next week, and then after that, we may be getting back into the interview stages, which is fine by me. So I'm ready. I'm ready to do some interview. I'm ready to do some chatting.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm in.
Anyway, until next week. Hope you guys have a safe week and be back here next week. Till then, keep those horns held high. Jump in that pit anytime you can.
Have a great week, guys. Thank you very much.